Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/culturalstew. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Please listen carefully.
Welcome to the Cultural Stew Podcast, coming to you from the Goat Factory Media Entertainment Studios. We are your cultural media recommendation podcast, giving you our take on what we think is worth carving your time out for, and also what we think you can pass on and maybe go cut that lawn instead. Warning, we use adult language, and there may be spoilers ahead. Hello and welcome to episode 18 for the week of August 13th, 2018. My name is Ron Herkins Jr., and I am here with my co-host,
Anthony Carter.
And
Valerie Vidmar.
Hello and welcome. How are you two?
I'm all right.
We have some guests in the studio today. Valerie, who did you bring?
I brought...
It's like show and tell, but with guests.
Romper bumper stomper boo. I brought my niece Kendra back. So she's back in the studio. She's still 23 and now employed.
Woo-hoo.
And a New York citizen.
As of today.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Danger.
It was quite an event.
And in relation to Kendra, just outside of the studio, we actually have her mother and Valerie's sister. So
Yeah.
short little shout out.
Hi, Wendy.
And we also have another guest in the studio.
So I have my friend Tricia. We went to college together at NAS. That was a long time ago.
Too long ago.
Yeah. I think we met my freshman year. So 2003. Yeah. Ish, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Long time. Tricia is the one I always talk about wrestling and all that other fun stuff. So we're talking about theater. We have theater degrees, so I thought Tricia and I should talk about that more in depth. And Kendra's here too. She has one. So trio. So be fun times, I think. Tricia, more about yourself?
I have a theater degree. I haven't done much theater lately, but I do like it a lot. I work as an ops analyst, ops associate for an investment firm. That's all about me for now, I guess.
You follow it. You follow theater.
Enough. I go to shows. I like watching.
That's all you need to know. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's all.
Well, this should be a fun show. I've done a lot of backstage stuff and onstage stuff, and mainly a lot of photography recently. So we'll have some interesting discussion, and I'm going to see how long it is before Valerie's sister joins in and says, "Wait about this."
Yeah, she's going to be shouting through the window.
Well, there's no glass on that window, so if you hear a voice in the background.
That's her.
What have you been up to, Valerie?
I had my last surgery on Friday, so what you see is what you get. Well, you're probably not going to see it, but what I see is what I get. As far as completing the whole double mastectomy cycle. Is there a cycle? I don't know what that is, but anyway, so I'm done. And just kind of a little high on some medication right now. But other than that, I'm doing really well. And family is in to help me in. And I almost keep having to remind me not to pick things up and not to drive today. Yeah.
The driving thing would be...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wendy's husband was like, "What are you doing?" "I'm going to drive." "You can't drive." "Oh, that's right."
For a myriad of reasons, but also because you have a lot of drugs in your system.
Yeah,
those aren't good.
That's terrible. But no, other than that, just kind of today was a big day because the letters came out on the students and what classes they're in and what teachers they have. So all at once the phones are blowing up and you have kids texting and figuring out who's in whose class. So that was today.
Fun times. How about you, Anthony?
This past Saturday, I recorded Jiva's annual summer conservatory. So that's for, I think, high school to college-ish age. I think a lot of theaters in town are doing it. Blackfriars does it, has a summer showcase.
Mm-hmm.
JCC has one, Jiva has one too. So it's nice seeing the up-and-coming young people who are really enamored with theater and really want to pursue it as a career. And this year, they did Shakespeare. They do Shakespeare, musical, that kind of thing. They alternate every year. So it's good seeing kids embrace the Shakespeare, understanding what they're saying and not just quoting it, but really getting it and embodying that. So that was 2 hours of my life on Saturday that I really enjoyed, actually. So
That's good. You didn't enjoy the rest of your day?
no, it was a lot of craziness, a lot of and just I think the moon or
baby?
something. They
The
were
new
just
baby?
no, both Marnie and Sebastian were just going just crazy. I think the moon or something just something said go crazy, and it was a little nutty for a while.
Life.
So
And see, I'm at the stage where we lucked out where for last week, both of our girls were at camp. So we were actually just solo parents without having any children for a week. So it was actually quiet.
Beautiful. Beautiful thing.
It was weird. It was like, we didn't even turn on the TV, and we're just like, it's so quiet in the house. We're just going to sit here and enjoy it. And that's what we did. So we didn't do much last week. But on the weekends, sandwiched with, I ran a race, re-injured my ankle, and said,
Oh man.
yay!
You did the relay?
Did the relay, and I got about the second loop. I was done. I couldn't run anymore, so I didn't run the third.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I got to see your husband. And
What time did you go home?
6 o'clock in the morning, about 6:30.
That's not bad.
So
God.
yeah, I got 5 hours of sleep in because I didn't run that last loop. So,
Ugh.
but missed you
I went out
there.
there.
I know. I was out on my loop when you went out there. Me and Jason overlapped loops.
Okay.
So he told me beforehand when I left, he's like, Valerie should be here soon. I went out on my loop. I came back, and then he came in right after me and said, oh, Valerie's already gone.
I was, not feeling very well. So I went out there, show my support, and then left.
Yeah, it just happened. I was on the loop. So as I'm dealing with the ankle, I'm trying to look for something else to do, and kind of took up mountain biking over the last couple of weeks, and enjoying that so far. But I need running in my life, and I can't run, so I've got to do something, and
Right.
it's a balance for me. So that's pretty much it for me. I got Rocky Horror Picture Show video filming stuff coming up. We're going to do a creation for the production, so that's something that's coming up. But nothing else this week. Just been a really slow week.
it's how we like it sometimes. I mean, this is the last week of school for me for teaching. I have Friday's my last day, and then I have 2 weeks off, and then I go right back into it. So, yeah.
Did you have anything interesting?
I auditioned for Rocky Horror.
She rocked it,
Didn't get in it.
but she still rocked it.
If you audition, that's what matters.
But she got a call back, man.
Got a call back.
What's that old stupid adage? You get cast in 0 shows you don't audition for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. She got a call back. She rocked it. She really did.
awesome.
And the same day I got a call back, I got an email about being the box office manager for the Fringe Festival.
Woohoo!
Nice.
So I'll be doing that as well.
And then you got another job. She rocked it.
Yeah, I got a job
Sweetness.
that same day as well, too. My everyday job at Mary Cariola.
Yay.
So two jobs in one day
Yeah, and a callback.
and a callback.
well, now they know you
It's a
exist.
busy
so.
ass day.
It was.
Yep. Keep going back. Keep auditioning. Stick your foot in the door and keep it there. All right. Well, today we're going to go in, talk about some of the news we got coming up. We got recommendations of the week.
Do we not care what Tricia did?
Oh. I thought she
I'm
went.
good.
I wasn't sure like that. I thought that was the universal for.
I can share. We did some yard work. We did some socializing this weekend with friends and family. I went to my karate class that I just started.
Good
But
for you.
That's about it. Really.
Awesome.
Awesome.
There you go.
Okay. We will go into the
I just
news.
wanted to know.
We're going to go into the recommendations of the week after that. We got Carnage and Young Doctor's Notebook and whatever I can pull out of my rear end. Today, Stu, we're going to talk a little about theater. Anthony's got an interesting topic, which is...
let's sum it up briefly. Why does theater have to be on, or why does theater always have to be relevant? Why can't it just entertain us? So we're going to talk about why theater has so much pressure to be important while film does not. Sorry, that was weird.
No problem. And then we'll reach into our grab bag, see if there's anything in there that's interesting, and then tell you what's on our radar and what's on our queue. But first, on to the news. So what big things happened this week? Well, there was this one thing that we talked about right as we closed our show last time. Movie Pass.
That was really funny how we were just going to just write it out, right?
We were going to write it out, and the following morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was literally the following morning. I think I just pushed post on the post for the show, and MoviePass came out and said, oh, we're going to be raising our rates to $15 a month, and you're no longer going to be able to see first-run movies that are popular. So anything that was over 1,000 screens, you wouldn't be able to see. Well, that was enough for me to say, okay, my writing of it is done, and instantly canceled it, then signed up for AMC because I said, for $4 more, I can still see 3 shows a month or 3 movies a week instead of what MoviePass was doing, and I can reserve it. And I said, it's a good enough deal for me being 3 miles away from the theater that it was worth it.
Yeah. And you texted, or you sent a message.
Like a secret code message, group message.
Like a secret code message, and then I dropped it immediately. And then requested money back. They actually did refund money from me from last week after I dropped them. So that was really cool. And then
MoviePass decided to, let's screw things up some more. We're going to keep it at $9.99, but you're going to get 3 movies a month.
Sucky.
I still don't think that's a good... I mean, that's a good deal if you have no option like AMC around.
I did Cinemark.
And so, I don't know. I just can't trust the company that's kind of yanks their customers around that much within the course of, I think it was 3 days. Mm-hmm. And so... I'll hold on to the AMC one and hope that someday I'll go to somewhere that has IMAX AMC, because then I can see the IMAX on the AMC and not have to pay anymore.
I don't know his name, but the CFO of Netflix stepped down today. I don't get his name, but I don't know if that's related or not. But
well, Mitch Lowe used to be the Netflix, but...
His name is David Wells.
Thanks.
He stepped down to focus on philanthropy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said.
Okay.
Code word for he wants to make more money.
Yes. But I don't know if it's relevant. But a couple other things. Idris Elba has been he's been playing with us on Twitter about being Bond. So a lot of trolling us, a lot of cryptic stuff. So we don't know if Elba's going to be Bond or not. But it's exciting news. I mean, I posted it on my Facebook wall, and I had so many people respond. So
this one didn't come from Idris. This one came from the... So the next Bond, not the one that's coming out now, but the one after it, they've already tapped Antoine Fuqua to be the director of it. And he and the person in charge of the Bond universe have publicly stated they want a person of color as the next Bond. And they said Idris Elba in that course of that conversation, and all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
But... it was more of a off-the-cuff conversation, not saying, that he's going to be in it.
But a lot of people are excited about it.
He's 46.
Yeah.
The next Bond hasn't even come out, and we're talking about the next Bond, which is at least 6 years away.
Yeah.
So
could be exciting.
It would be exciting, but I think Chadwick Boseman might be a potential suitor.
Oh, really?
An American playing an Englishman.
Yeah.
I could see that.
So, I mean, there's a handful of people
that
could fill that role. I still would like to see Henry Cavill fill that role.
Henry Cavill?
He was the...
Superman?
Yeah,
he was in Mission Impossible.
He was in Mission Impossible.
He was
the guy that charged his arms.
Mustache.
Mustache.
He was on the fought Tom Cruise.
He was the one with Tom Cruise, like the whole
big
movie.
Guy. The big guy.
The Superman guy?
Yes.
Okay, that's... See,
I did say
can you
Superman.
believe it? I needed to hear Superman to even understand
That was the first thing I said.
It's amazing. I'm sorry. I am distracted.
You don't want Loki?
Hiddleston would be great.
I actually wouldn't. I wouldn't mind Hiddleston at all.
I wouldn't mind
I've changed
Hiddleston
my mind
at all.
I've changed my mind about him.
You can't have
I
him.
could see either one of them as it, and it would be fun to see an American.
But he needs to really kick ass. Like
Right.
Daniel Craig kicked ass, and you don't even like Bond anyway.
I don't like Bond movies at all.
So she doesn't.
But I would see him
I
if
think
Tom
Cavill
did it.
has proven that he can kick ass.
He's okay.
Is that before
I would
Mission
much
or
rather
after?
have Tom.
I'm not going to go with that.
What's that?
Was that before Mission Impossible or after or somewhere in between that? You said, wow, I want to see Henry play Bond. When did you come to that?
Oh, yeah.
After watching him, there was a movie before. It was a remake of another one he was in.
Describe? No.
It was a spy movie. It was out within the last couple of years.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was a remake of a 60s show.
One moment. Give me a second.
Of course.
Keep talking. I will
Yeah.
look this up. Give me a second.
So,
What else do we have here?
Also, we have this is theater news. The UK National Theatre, which I'm not sure why I call it UK. There's only one national theatre in England. But they're bringing Network to Broadway in the fall, and Bryan Cranston is coming with it. And it's exciting because the production is more technical, tech savvy. So you're seeing like a studio. It's like the audience is really immersed in it, and it's kind of creepy but good and intense. And one person said it's a ulcer in the making. So yeah. So if you want an ulcer, you can go see that show. But I'm excited because Bryan does good work on TV, in film, and on stage. So he's a triple threat, and it's impressive. And I'm glad Bryan's branching out from Breaking Bad and even more from Hal from Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes.
It just makes me happy.
I would, however, like to see Cranston show up on Better Than Call Saul.
He might, but maybe not.
I think it's gonna. I think the show, when they reach its end, is going to be him meeting Cranston for the first time, and that's going to be the end of the show.
That'd be good.
So, the name of the movie was Man from U.N.C.L.E. with Armie Hammer.
Yes.
And it is really good.
Armie Hammer.
If you want to see him in a spy-ish role.
I was like saying his name.
So,
what else is going on here? We have two Chris's. Chris Squared may not be in Star Trek because of salary
Can we give their
negotiations.
last names, please?
Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth.
Thank you.
So Captain Kirk and Kirk's father.
all the cool people in Hollywood are named
Why
Chris.
can't they be in it?
What's
That's the
wrong?
only reason I saw it.
Why aren't they in it?
They're having salary issues.
But that was before he was Thor.
I know.
This is insane.
It was insane.
Hey, money
want
makes
more money.
Hollywood go
I
around.
like Chris Pine. So does my daughter.
Yeah, we watched Princess Diaries 2 this weekend for the first time, and she fell in love with Chris Pine.
My 8-year-old.
Speaking of popular movies and Star Trek and Avengers and all that fun stuff, Oscars have released a new category with very loose details.
Does anybody? Was it 2009? Somebody remind me. 2009 when Hugh Jackman did the Oscars, and he got up and did that whole thing about the Reader. I didn't get to see the Reader. He was.
Yes.
This is the opening.
Yes, I know what you're talking
I
about.
was trying to see it, but I was something like there were people in line trying to watch Iron Man for the third time, because it was so popular, and yet it got nothing. And yet here we go again. This is kind of like this whole thing about we've got these popular movies that aren't being nominated.
Yeah, and there's not much in relation as to like what the qualifications are here,
Thank
other
you.
than, hey, we're going to have a popular category, but we don't know what that means.
That's so annoying.
Now, I did hear an interesting conversation yesterday that I actually thought this would be interesting. So you basically make a Best Picture category for theater or show or movies that are released on over 1,000 screens versus ones that are released on a select like under 100 screens. So stuff that only hit like the little theater, there may be they're only released in December they hit 50 to 100 theaters worldwide versus something that's 1,000 and gives those movies an opportunity. So you actually break them up into art house films versus big cinema films. Mm-hmm. And I can see that working in that way. Whether it would be a popular decision in the end, I don't know, but I think it would.
Are you talking about ticket sales?
I'm not talking about ticket sales. I'm talking about release.
Like theater release, like our house.
A movie like Shape of Water, it was released in, I don't even know if it was released in 50 theaters when it first came out.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right. Whereas opposed to a movie like Black Panther came out to over 1,000 films opening weekend. So you have films that most people don't even have an opportunity to see.
True.
You know, we live in a very select market that we have the little theater, but even we take a movie like Isle of Dogs. It took a month and a half before we were able to even get to see that. Versus, other movies that, were being photographed. So I think if they approach it that way, there might be a better than approaching it in the way of like, hey, this movie made $800 million versus this movie which made $10 million and won Best Picture. It would be a way to talk about and appreciate the fact that a movie like Black Panther broke a lot of ground and artistically and what it did for the superhero genre in general.
So what if it gets nominated for other categories? Does that mean that it's not that it won't be nominated for that particular category?
I still think it might be.
I don't know. I mean, it could be something how like the Golden Globe separates Best Musical and Comedy from drama. I mean, that's how. What did you have? The movie, was it The Arrival that won a couple years ago? It won Best Musical or Comedy.
Yes.
Because it couldn't be put in the drama category.
Why?
Okay.
Because the drama category was full and they wanted to give Arrival a way to get nominated, and they put it in the musical or comedy, and it won.
And the Amy Adams was nominated for actress or something in a comedy.
So Golden Globes has been doing it for a while by having two different categories for something, and this could be a way for like, they like I said, they haven't defined what popular category is, but this could be a way for horror movies or superhero movies or these
comedy.
Movies that aren't necessarily always serious. Because when was the last time a true comedy won a Best Picture or a horror movie?
I mean, I can think of horror movies that have won, but not comedies. Signs of the Lambs won, but a long time ago.
But I think it's almost like when they added the Best Animated Film in 2001, where like they can't win Best Film, they win Best Animated Film.
They should. Like Toy Story could have won Best Picture, but I think there's too many things people are against it, and they're like, no. So the Academy made a concession, and
I think in the end, it hopefully if they do it right, it'll be a way to enable a certain demographic of film to actually get appreciated. Mm-hmm. Whether it's the superhero film,
indies,
you go back to the film like Dark Knight. Dark Knight should have gotten something. Right. It was a breakthrough movie, but what was it up against that year? That won.
Yeah,
no idea.
I can't remember right now.
No idea.
That wasn't Crash year, was it?
But I hope it's not.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
I hope it's not.
But that's the thing that people remember. They remember those movies that were groundbreaking for those years. You don't necessarily always remember what that little art house, like who's going to remember the artist in 10 to 20 years?
Many people don't.
No one. Sorry. Unless there are people that really like the artist.
It wasn't bad.
Ugh, God. I remember I went to see it with my mom, and I kept looking at her, and she kept looking at me, and I kept thinking that I was looking at her, thinking, okay, she's liking it, right? And she kept looking at me, thinking, okay, she's liking it. And I kept saying, okay, thank God that was over. She said, why didn't we leave? I kept looking at you, thinking that you were going to look at me saying, okay, let's go. She's like, no, I thought you meant you liked it, that let's stay. I'm like, I just wasted 2.5 hours of my life in this movie. I'm sorry for people that like the movie.
I have never seen it because I didn't have any interest in it. If I wanted to watch an old movie, I'd rather watch Charlie Chaplin.
And then they won. And then he won. And then it just snowballed. Sorry.
So I'm sure this is not the last time we'll talk about this, especially as they release whatever their eligibility requirements are. And the other news that came out along with that was that it's going to be like hard stop 3 hours. It's like, hey, we're not going over 3 hours. So what are they going to do? What are they going to cut out? Are they going to cut out the sound effects and sound editing?
Mixing.
So that wouldn't surprise me if they cut out some of the more technical events and move those into the other.
We do have some comedies that have won, by the way. And I'm getting them from the outside of the door. Of the window. It happened one night. 34. It's you can't
give me the years because
1934.
Okay,
you can't take it with you. 1938.
Has there been anything in the last 25 years?
Annie Hall.
Yes. The Artist in 2011. Annie Hall in 1977.
Annie Hall then.
That's not 25 years.
Okay, silly.
That's older than me.
So The Artist in 2011.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Still. We do have
in the last 25 years, there hasn't been a comedy worthy of actually like being appreciated on a technical scale.
Tootsie.
So
that's 1983.
I heard a lot of like throwdown for it because a popular film, but I have hope that they're actually going to treat it right and actually do something well with it and kind of fill in a void of like, hey, these movies should deserve, they're making moves on industry. And in the end, they make those art house movies available to even be made in Hollywood. So what else we got?
Two more things. Sadly, Robert Redford is retiring. He's 80. That was shocking news. I thought he was kind of taking a break, but you know.
Did you see the movie that he's coming out with?
Not yet.
Actually looks interesting. It's The Old Man and the Gun? I think is the name of it. It's a true story of a guy who broke out of like 18 prisons, including Alcatraz, and the story of him and Sissy Spacek is in it, and he falls in love with her, and it's basically the end of his
I saw
career.
that. I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah, it looks fun. I'll watch it.
He was in a film.
He said that he can't go out on a much higher note than that. So
okay, that's a good smart.
He was in a film with Jane Fonda recently, and obviously 50 years ago. My goodness, 50 years ago, they did Barefoot in the Park, and then they reunited to do Our Souls at Night. I watched that on Netflix, and I enjoyed it. I mean, I don't think it's for everyone. If you love them, you'll love the movie. But if
Weren't
you
they
don't,
also on Electric Horseman together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
but
I'm just saying.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
They were.
He's had a pretty great career.
Yes,
60 years of Robert Redford.
It's a lot.
Produces a lot of great films.
And
what is your favorite?
Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
There you go.
The Way We Were. I'm sorry, but I had a friend that named her car Hubble because of The Way We Were. And All the President's Men, Commodore, The Natural.
Yeah, The Natural would probably be my number 2 on that list.
No one else? Anyone?
My mom, she teaches a history class, and we had to watch 2 Robert Redford films. One was All the President's Men.
Yoo-hoo.
And then Out of Africa.
Oh, God, Out of Africa. I mean, oh, God, meaning in a good way.
Yes.
John Barry, wonderful score for that.
He's a composer, underrated.
But I just remember when we watched Out of Africa, all the girls in my class
swooned.
Were swooning. I mean, they were excited to go to history class because they were so excited to watch Robert Redford.
He's also in Sneakers with Angelina Jolie.
He's also in the Marvel Universe.
Yes, he is.
See, we were going to bring it back.
I knew you were going to say it. I knew.
He was also Brad Pitt's
He's also in
older self.
He also does Bill Bryson's A Walk in the Woods.
River Runs Through It.
Where
Yeah.
Brad Pitt plays his younger self.
And then who has the name of the show?
Quiz
Where?
Show. No.
Yes. Well, he directed and won Quiz Show.
Yeah, Quiz Show was Best Picture, wasn't it?
The director.
He directed Ordinary People.
Directed Ordinary People and won.
That was my birth year movie.
And then the movie he was on the boat where he didn't really say much. That was recently.
Oh, All Is Lost?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
I liked that movie.
that one.
There's lots of, basically if he was in it, I watched it, but there's
you didn't like Lions for Lambs or whatever that was with
That
Meryl
is-
Streep.
Yeah.
That is true. I did not like that movie. Did you like that?
Oh.
That's a really bad movie. Sorry, Meryl.
Is Tom in that one?
Tom Cruise is in it.
Just felt too forced.
God, it's horrible.
3 good actors too.
Lots of people in that movie, I think. But anyway, that was not good. But other than that, great. He's had a great run of it. I mean, do you think this is going to be a Cher moment? You think he's going to have one more film?
No.
You think he's done?
I think he's done. He said, I think in what he released, he's like, you can never say never, but I can't go out on a much higher note. That I think.
Kind of like Daniel Day-Lewis.
So.
That makes sense.
But he
I don't believe Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, I
he
don't either.
retired, came back, and
I think he's
film,
exhausted.
he was like, "I'm so proud of this film."
I think he's exhausted.
Did
He
anybody see
directed
that?
Lions for Lambs too.
No, it was, but I heard excellent things about it.
Which one was that?
Quantum Thread.
Yes.
I heard excellent things about it.
I want to segue us to another mature actor who kind of burst a lot of bubbles this weekend.
Jack Sparrow.
No, not him.
Oh.
Sir Michael Caine finally let us all know what I already knew.
I'm sorry. I thought you said immature. You said mature. Okay,
Sorry.
Got it.
Immature, like Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
Is that what you're trying to
sometimes.
say?
Sir Michael Caine finally let us know that the ending to Inception was real because he was doing a little conversation, chat, and your eyes went, what? Yeah. He said that Nolan told him because when he first read the screenplay, he was confused, like most people would be. But he said, hey, Chris, what's what?
I'm confused now.
The end of
Basically-
Inception?
Can you?
The ending of Inception, a lot of people were wondering, is this real? Is Cobb dreaming or is Cobb really here with his kids?
Okay.
And spoiler alert,
I thought the end of it was,
Just the top spinning,
yes.
yeah.
and then they cut out.
Well,
you
doesn't
never
he,
see
like-
you never see the top fall.
Yeah.
So it always it's purposely left to let you guess whether it was real or not.
So, if you want to be spoiled, if you want to be kind of like Lost in Translation with Bill Murray whispering in Scarlett's ear, tune out now if you don't want to know. But Michael Caine said that every scene he's in is real life. So, therefore, the ending of Inception is real. Cobb gets to reunite with his kids.
Yay.
You're welcome. It's been bugging a lot of my friends for years, and
Okay.
I haven't
But
seen that forever.
I haven't
People-
either.
Have to watch
It's out
it
on
again.
4K now.
I think I saw it in IMAX. That was the last time I saw it.
So,
but that's just to segue back to DC. We can go back to
I feel like I'm missing my sweet spot on this mic.
You are.
Right here?
No, you're
Up.
angled too much.
I'm
that's all my news. So
here, right there?
No, you're angled too much.
Like this? How's that?
Point it back down towards the ground more.
Okay. That way.
There you.
How's that?
Yes.
Yay? Okay. So Johnny Depp's City of Lies movie has been pulled just 1 month of its release. In the film, he plays the detective who investigates the whole murder of what's her bucket? Sorry, I don't mean to. Oh my gosh.
Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah. Christopher Wallace.
Yeah, sorry. I'm getting movies confused. Again, people, just give me I'm in a fog. So he got pulled. They don't know if that's because he's been getting in trouble a lot lately or what's been going on. But they have been kind of tight-lipped about exactly what the reasons are. That's all we know. But I just thought I would throw that out there. And this may be something for something later. And did you guys see any trailers that you liked?
Not really.
Really?
I don't think there was anything new that I saw that came out in the last 2 weeks.
Me either.
Did you see the Peppermint trailer?
Yeah, that came out like 3 months ago, I think. It was good with Jennifer Garner. Jennifer Garner.
3 months ago?
I think so.
Okay, Serenity?
I don't remember seeing Serenity. But back to the Peppermint trailer. The Jennifer Garner in Alias mode looks fun.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that one.
Well, the Nun, its trailer came out this week. The jump scare trailer everybody's talking about.
The Nun?
The Nun.
That looks scary.
From, not Paranormal Activity, from, what's the movie where she has the scar on her lip?
Conjuring.
The Conjuring,
And
yes.
the one with the doll, Annabelle.
Yeah, but they are making a movie about the nun.
Annabelle.
And the new trailer came out, and it's scary.
Way to share that one.
I remember the movies
Live
that I
in the
don't
same
want to
house.
see.
Don't share that one. Drops it on me here. Makes me look. I'm just kidding.
Fun to watch that.
And then, Serenity is. Here, I'm kidding. I was getting this.
Are we talking about Joss Whedon's Serenity or something totally different? I'm getting confused.
Serenity?
I think this has nothing to do with Josh Whedon.
Okay, thank you. Stepping out.
About. It's a fishing boat captain who leads a tour. And his ex-wife, Karen, tracks him down after he's like. I'm just kidding. Desperate for help, Karen begs Baker to save her and their young son from their violent husband. She wants to take the brute out for a fishing excursion. They throw him overboard into the sharks. And it has Anne Hathaway, Matthew McConaughey,
and then
Diane
Jason
Lane.
Statham comes along and chases it with the Meg.
Yeah, they thrust. But anyway, Anne Hathaway, Matthew McConaughey, Diane Lane.
That's a lot of Oscar
In
winners.
Serenity?
Yeah.
Wow. I guess I'll have to check out that trailer.
Wow.
I messed up. Just look that up and read that for yourself because I totally messed that one up. That's okay. It makes it fun.
And in surprising news, Meg is like doing way better than anybody's expectations.
Is it really?
Apparently.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm kind of
I think
annoyed
it's
because
also a product of there's absolutely nothing at the movie theaters.
I know,
right now
but
to
I
watch.
really wanted them to keep Tom on 2D IMAX for one more week. One more week.
You wanted to go back and see it again?
Yeah, I wanted Wendy to be able to go see it because she just got into town.
Did they move Meg onto IMAX?
They moved Meg, and that's ridiculous. So I'm going to call and ask them, are you going to put that back on one more day? Can you just no? It won't.
Rent out the theater.
Yeah, do that.
That's so annoying.
I dragged Elise over to see Fallout, and she actually really liked it. So I was like, score. It's the second action movie she's ever watched with me.
Kendra liked it.
I liked it a lot.
It took me about a month worth of prodding to get her to go see Dark Knight. And then after, she's like, oh, that was like the best movie I've ever seen.
Well,
And then she hasn't gone and seen another action
like that
movie ever.
About what?
Did you like The Dark Knight?
No, yeah, I love the Batman. I'm a superhero person.
Oh, that's right.
But like, I don't like any action films like that. But
She's
I
like
really
Bond.
liked. Oh, Bond is my no. But Mission
Like,
Impossible,
not
I really
even
like.
Indiana Jones?
No, I love Indiana Jones.
Just
I'm
Bond.
talking Bond and the Fast and the Furious. I can't do
I
it.
can do Fast and Furious.
I can't
I
do it.
cannot do
do it.
Fast and
I don't like
Furious.
Daniel Craig. I don't
on.
like any of the Bonds. I don't
Daniel's a
like,
good
but
actor.
Daniel Craig, I cannot stand. It's probably because my mom and Valerie think he's just so drop dead gorgeous, and I'm like, no, he's not.
It's not that he's drop dead gorgeous. He's badass and he looks great in jeans. And he can
just
kick
think-
ass.
Oh, okay.
He brought Bond back from being kind of like this ridiculous guy
He's my favorite
he's
Bond.
to
ridiculous.
just like kicking ass.
The character of James Bond is ridiculous. I think it's a little misogynistic. That's
old
just
school.
me. It is old school. But I'm just
I'm
he
sorry.
has fancy gadgets.
No Marvel
At least
characters
the new
are
Bond made it
misogynistic
more
at all.
What?
footed.
The what?
No Marvel characters are misogynistic.
Oh, there's several.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, just
that's-
checking.
that's
But like
fiction.
James
She's
Bond.
saying-
No, I'm saying they keep revamping James Bond.
But she's calling out James Bond for being
Well, James
misogynistic.
Bond
Because
was-
the entirety of it all.
Yeah.
Like you think that with the new Daniel Craig movies that they would come out and be like, oh,
He did better.
maybe.
He did better.
He did
I mean,
better.
I watched them. They didn't entertain me. I was not entertained.
Oh man.
Are you not entertained?
I am not.
That's okay. She doesn't have to like everything.
I think he's the best Bond that we've had so far.
Absolutely.
Did you
The
see
rest of them
Atomic
can't be.
Blonde?
I did not see that one.
Oh, go see Atomic Blonde.
Has a great soundtrack.
And Charlize Theron kicking ass.
Yeah.
I mean, she's pretty cool.
If you can't stand Daniel Craig, watch Lucky Logan. You'll change your whole perception of him.
I mean, I think I watched him in The Girl in the Dragon Tattoo, and I don't think he was bad in that. Like, I just don't like him as Bond.
Okay. Okay. That's
Okay.
good.
Fine.
I like the new girl with the dragon tattoo. I think I made it 20 minutes into the movie and shut it off because I liked the originals.
Yeah,
so
that's
much
where
better.
my mom's
I
at,
like-
too.
I liked
nope,
the
I don't
originals.
want. I like the other. I can't even remember her
that
name.
other chick is awesome.
So, all right. Any other news? Anything fun?
I'm out.
Do I have everything?
No, Mackenzie, my little sister, gave some news about the new Mulan trailer. Or not a trailer, but like they gave new pictures for the
first
Mulan.
picture of
Yeah, the
Mulan.
new
How's it look?
Mulan.
She looks cool.
Pretty awesome. She's got a katana over her
It
head.
kind of gave me the feeling of the Disney Channel movie Wendy Wu, the Homecoming Warrior. That's what it kind of looked like to me at first, but that's just me.
I don't know if Mulan can be Mulan without music, though.
I know.
It's going to be hard.
Like,
It's got one of the best like Disney
make a
numbers
man
ever.
out of you.
Yes.
Some of this stuff I was going to wait until we got to our theater part. But do you feel like, if you feel like,
Which one? Wicked?
yeah,
Go ahead.
like okay, so
That's in the news.
the long awaited, I guess I'm gonna say the long awaited because that's the way it was written.
Gag me with a spoon.
Okay, Wicked movie adaptation will be released December 20th, 2019. Stephen Daldry is directing, and Mark Platt is producing. However, I don't see any names here attached to who's playing whom.
That's a good thing.
It's Adina and Kristen, or I'm not going.
Oh, come on.
Move On, by the way, is coming out March 27th, 2020.
Yes.
I just throw that out there. Did she already say that? Did you say that already? Sorry.
2020. How can Wicked be out for 2020? And they have
No. Wicked is coming out in 2019 in December.
Yeah.
Rush job.
And they've got nothing.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like Mulan is like halfway through filming and casted, and
They don't have anything for Wicked.
I think that they do. I think that they're just saving it.
Wicked? No, there's been very little information on that
Well,
movie.
and they're
It's
talking about
That's
they're trying
bad.
to add more from the book. And if you've ever read the book, it's completely different than the Broadway musical.
Do you know how much I like Wicked?
No, I love Wicked.
Ask him how much he likes it, I guess.
My wife goes and sees Indina Menzel every time she comes here.
I love Wicked.
And I cannot go because I cannot stand Wicked.
Just because of that?
She sings her songs.
Just because
Exactly,
of
because she
Wicked?
sings her songs, and I
have to
can't
sing, Let
stand
It Go.
hearing the
I
songs.
have to. No, you don't have to, Adina. You don't. But
Have you
people
seen
expect it.
Deadpool 2?
Yes.
The Yentl.
Yes.
I have not.
Doesn't this song sound familiar?
Valerie hasn't seen Deadpool 1.
No.
So she won't, I don't think she'll like those.
They're
Yeah,
funny.
I think I'll probably like them. I
Grace
just
likes
need
them.
to take a few.
She
Just make sure your
drinks.
kids are out of the house.
Yes. Well, and you can't take it seriously.
There's a lot of things I don't take seriously.
I know, but you would like be looking at me like, this is so inappropriate.
They read the comic books too. They're delicious.
I love them.
There's a lot of things I think that I like that are inappropriate.
And Deadpool is wholly inappropriate.
And it's perfect.
That's fine. I think I can deal with it.
Dirty and inappropriate.
Very holy.
Yeah.
I will say they
And
cast it
Deadpool 2
perfectly.
just ramped it up.
Set it all on fire.
Have you seen Deadpool?
I have not.
Okay.
I know. It's not because I don't want to. I just haven't done it yet.
That's okay. Me neither. It's not that I don't want to.
We'll have a party.
Okay.
Deadpool.
Deadpool party.
It's just, spoiler alert, it's one of my favorite lines in the movie is he keeps bringing up Yentl
Yes.
and wondering, doesn't this sound familiar?
I just think it's funny because
It's-
you haven't seen Yentl.
I know.
That's funny.
I
To
just
me.
like what he says to Teenage Megasonic Warhead's girlfriend the entire time. Hi.
Okay.
All right, well, that wraps up our news for the day.
I gotta see it, I guess, to understand what the hell's going on.
Let's roll into our recommendation list. First up, Valerie with Carnage.
Okay. Carnage is an older movie.
I just saw who it was directed by. Really?
Dude, okay, yes, I know. Okay, I'm sorry.
I was
I'm
annoyed
sorry.
by that too,
I'm
but
sorry.
I got over it.
Continue. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Okay, yes. Yeah, okay, whatever. Sorry. Carnage is directed and written by Roman Polanski. I apologize.
It's not written by
written
Roman
by
Polanski
at all. Sorry.
Where does it say it was written?
It's not written by
It's
Roman
an
Polanski.
adaptation.
It's based on God of Carnage,
Thank
which
God.
is a French play.
Lo siento.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll input in a minute.
Director, again. Can we blame it on the drugs? Okay. It's on Amazon Prime right now. I watched it last night with Kendra, who had not seen it. Wendy, she's 5 years older than me, has not seen it. My mother is...
Do not say her age on here.
She's in her 70s. She has seen it. She had seen it already. We all laughed our asses off. It's just funny. And it's... because I wanted to watch a movie that was based on a play. Yeah. It's just insane. We have Kate Winslet, John C. Reilly, Christoph Waltz. Sorry, I just like saying that. And Jodie Foster, whose face is fantastic. And it just all happens. They come together to solve an issue between their two sons. That's all I'm really. There was an altercation, and it just goes on and on and on, and it is the funniest damn thing. And if you just want a good laugh, put it on. It's very, very, very funny. I enjoyed it very much. So that is, I thought I had another one.
Can I step into this for a minute?
Yeah.
I heard about this play when I was on Broadway. I forget who was in the cast, but it was many years ago, not too long ago. But it was supposed to be entertaining and blah, blah, and yeah. So I got the play, the English translation, which was my first mistake. I didn't find it funny. So then I bought the French translation and read it in French, and it was hilarious. So whoever adapted it to English was, shouldn't have. But yeah, I agree. I seen it before. I've seen that, and it was good. And the technique behind all of the making of it was exciting as well.
For all our listeners who are bilingual, please do not listen. Don't read it in English.
Please don't.
Read it in French.
Please.
If not, stop by Tony's and he will read it to you in French and he will translate.
I will.
Really?
Yes. It lost so much with the English translation.
Okay, so because
it's the same thing.
Did you watch it?
Yes.
You didn't think you did not laugh
No,
at
I'm
all?
saying reading the English translation of the play bothered me because it wasn't funny. But reading the French version, that was...
Did they do the French version or the English version?
They mixed. It was still funny, though.
Okay, so they mixed it up.
English are killing the French humor.
Yes.
No, I agree with because I had to study God of Carnage in college, and I didn't. When you said that it was called Carnage, and
they shortened it for some reason.
Yeah, when I was like, oh God, it's based on God of Carnage, and you said it was funny, I was like, oh God, because I didn't think the stage play was funny because I had to read the English version. Right. But my professor said, if you can, read it in French. What is wrong with you?
Wow. I would have thought this had something to do with Venom, so.
I am dopey, and I thought it was really fun and funny.
I mean, it's fun.
It's so good.
No, the movie was fun. I'm just saying that when I found out it was based on God of Carnage.
All you simpletons out there, just watch the movie, have a good time. Don't worry about the French version or the English version. Just watch the movie. It's very fun. I'm just being a bitch.
And find it where? Amazon.
On Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, it's even better. It's older. It's like 2011.
I was thinking that was old for Christopher Waltz, and then I'm just like, man, he's already was like in
Christoph Waltz.
So many movies before that already. Just it seems like Inglourious Basterds was 2009.
I think I watched other things this week, but I couldn't tell you.
Through the week.
Did you watch Glow?
Oh, no.
No. Okay. I did not watch Glow, but my older sister did. Wendy did. And I was like, okay, Tell me what happens. Just tell me what's going on.
No.
So she kind of downloaded me on the first episode, and she liked it.
We need to have a viewing party.
She was cheating. I was cheating a little bit.
Okay. I watched a couple scenes, and I think out of what I saw, I want to watch more of it.
It's super good.
It is.
It's great.
Okay.
And it'll make you have an understanding and appreciation for wrestling, even if you end up never really watching it or liking it. The show is good.
And see, I know. I think I said last week, for me, it's more of it's the behind the scenes of putting on a production and putting out a TV show and all the shit that goes along with that. The wrestling just happens to be something in the background that melds everything together. That's what it was to me, and more so than a wrestling show. So if you appreciate knowing about the history of the way Hollywood and
she liked it, so
results.
Promising. I just didn't get to it because we kind of got wrapped up in Dexter again. I'm sorry. Dexter called, and
Dexter
I had
calls
to,
and I
always.
answer.
I had to answer.
You just wanted me to watch it.
I did. Anyway.
Speaking of Venom, by the way, did you see that they're trying to figure out how to put Spider-Man in it? Instead, they're going to put Silk.
Oh.
The female version of Spider-Man.
In Venom?
Yeah, because they're gonna extend Venom obviously into a little bit of a franchise for Sony, and they were like, "Oh, we can't do another Spider-Man when he's in another thing right now," and so they're thinking about adding Silk, and she might be getting her own film.
Interesting.
Have we seen Silk in something?
No.
Well, she was on the end of The Amazing Spider-Man. They talk about that you see her for a brief moment.
Who is she?
She's a Korean American female.
And she gets bitten by a spider?
Something like that.
We'll download you on that. It's a long...
The Spider-Man movie that I'm actually really pumped for is the animated one.
Yes.
That with Miles Morales.
Yes.
I think the artwork in that is fantastic. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to watch that.
We were watching... You'd be proud or disgusted. I'm not quite sure. I don't know how you feel about him. But when we were watching Seabiscuit, my 5-year-old said, "Peter Parker."
Toby.
So she
loves Toby.
I will say Toby and Tom play a good.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Peter Parker. I don't think that Andrew did it.
Peter
He was just playing the part. I don't think he
was
knew
a good
what he was
Spider-Man.
doing. Yeah.
But he was not a good Peter Parker.
Yeah, just kind of rough.
I don't think I saw. Did I see?
Toby had a nice cheesiness.
You did.
Tom had the innocence.
I did.
Well,
okay.
I think Toby and Tom both appealed to the younger version of Peter. Mm-hmm. I think if Andrew took the role on now, he'd be perfect for it because he embodies what a worn-out Peter Parker would embody. Mm-hmm. Just that moody, just...
Can we get Peter out of high school at least once in a film? That would be nice.
I mean,
out of high school?
The last Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire's out of high school, but...
Yeah.
Staying alive.
What happened? What happened?
Emo Peter.
I forgot.
Emo Peter.
Yeah.
Wow. I am out of it. That's okay.
Moving
on. Anyone else?
Tony.
Let's see here. I watched The Young Doctor's Notebook, which was based on the short story of the same name. Let's sum it up very quickly. It's about a young doctor who's top of his class in Russia, and this is 1900s Russia, not modern Russia. And he's sent to a countryside hospital where everything that you think could happen happens. He gets addicted to drugs. He starts smoking cigarettes. He has really awkward sex with one of his nurses that he doesn't claim to like. A lot of weird stuff, a lot of soldiers coming and going and that kind of thing.
Can I have a name? I just need to attach.
We have John Hamm playing the older doctor. And we have Daniel Harry Potter Radcliffe trying to break out of his typecasting.
He's already broken out of that.
Yeah, I'm glad. So, what's that film he was in? Where he was
Horns, the one with horns.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I don't know. Yeah, it was good.
And
scary.
The human Swiss knife.
Yeah, that was awkward but good too. So,
the music in that is amazing.
Yes, Paul Dano. But this is good to feel good. It's kind of like a dark comedy farce kind of thing, and just awkward things happen, and just it's nice seeing John Hamm interacting with his younger, Nika Daniel Radcliffe, and their interaction is awesome and humorous at times when it shouldn't be.
This is series, correct?
No, dark comedy.
Damn.
It could be serious, but if you don't want to laugh.
Series?
Series, yes, series. Yes, there are 2 seasons, or series as the English call them.
Wow, you got it done.
Yeah. I think Tricia may have seen some of it a long time.
I watched it a few years ago, and I did a really terrible binge, and I could not put it down because it was so...
That's not a terrible binge. That's a good binge.
Well, I didn't do anything else, and that was a problem for productivity.
How many episodes are we talking about?
I honestly don't
2
remember.
series. 4 episodes each.
I remember it being...
4 episodes each?
The English do it right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a shorter one.
I think 8 is the right... 8 is the right number.
It was gruesome at times, though.
8.
I remember that.
Gruesome? Yes?
Yes.
But not bad gruesome, like funny gruesome.
It was uncomfortable because I was laughing and not wanting to watch, but still laughing, so...
All right.
But I remember getting emotional toward the end, too, so it was...
Were you attracted to either one of them? I just want to know.
Wait, what was the question?
If either one of them were attractive in, like,
physically.
The gruesomeness. Like, sometimes you don't want to be attracted to people, like, in the fall, but you are.
But you are.
She's talking about with all the blood splatter. Did it make you like wow? Were they so hot, bloody?
No. Yes.
I don't think
Michael
so.
C. Hall and Dexter.
No. I mean, I like John.
Do you have blood fetish?
Ding.
You should watch Nip Tuck. You may like that.
I've already seen Nip Tuck a billion years ago.
Yeah, me too.
That was a very interesting show.
Yeah.
But that's what I watched. I recommend it a lot. Grace and I watched it the first year it came out, and then we had to wait we forgot about it, and then, hey, Netflix, season 2's up. We're like, oh.
My God, yes. That was like in Chicago.
Hour-long episodes.
That was Chicago times.
Hour long?
Yes, I think about an hour or so, yeah. The British do it right. The Office, same thing. Short seasons. Get it all in there. Don't go more. Don't get greedy. Americans, Office, how many seasons?
Oh, ridiculousness.
Yes. So, watch British versions first.
I agree.
I watched absolutely nothing. As I alluded to in the beginning, it's just been 2 weeks of watching stuff I've already watched in the past. And
what did you rewatch?
I started watching Infinity War with the girls again, and they just because they really liked the movie, so we watched 3/4 of it, and then it was like, hey, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to bed. They're going to bed, kind of thing. And Deadpool 2, watched that again.
Okay.
And I had this like as we were coming back this week, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch Dark Knight because it's the 10-year anniversary, and how have we not talked about this yet?
Has it been 10 years?
July 18th, 2008. And there hasn't been any talk about it anywhere.
Shit.
So I was gonna rewatch that
in theaters.
That was my thought. I'm like, how has there not been a 10-year IMAX re-release of this? There wasn't even like a 10-year like anniversary video. It's just kind of
that's bullshit.
It's weird. I've seen stupid movies get 10-year anniversary.
Do you have the is it 4K? Is that what you call it? 4K? Anyone? 4K?
4K.
Do you have the 4K of Dark Knight?
Yes. And every time they switch to the
when are you having a movie party?
Whenever you want.
Yes.
And when they switch to the IMAX shots, it's just So like when they go to China, when they have like when he goes after the guy,
babysitter, and we're all gonna go over and movie party
anytime.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So yeah, I was going to reminisce about Dark Knight and how it just solidified my love of film and movies and Nolan and Zimmer, and I know not everybody likes Christian Bale as Batman, but I think he was adequate for what needed to be.
My friend Leslie Taylor. Oh no, Leslie Taylor. I'm sorry. Leslie Plesser. I always call everybody by their maiden name. Cannot stand Christian Bale as. She just can't stand him as Batman.
I think Christian Bale's strength is as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I think it's very hard to come up with an actor that can actually pull off both and not make you think like, oh, that person would never be a rich playboy.
She left.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, I'm
okay
favorite with, but I still... I came in with Michael Keaton being a comedian guy, and it was hard for me to shed that going into that movie of like, oh yeah, he's this billionaire playboy, but he's a comedian dude. How can he... But
See, because I'm young, I grew up with Christian Bale as Batman. And so I saw Michael Keaton later.
Well, I grew up with Christian Bale as Empire of the Sun and Newsies Christian Bale.
Yes.
Then he disappeared and came back as Patrick Bateman. Yes. And I was like, holy shit, this is the same dude. And I didn't this is the same little kid that was in Empire of the Sun. So it was like this whole transition. So when he became Batman, it felt fine. Like when he wasn't the Batman without a mask, he was totally believable as a Bruce Wayne person that just his whole life just shuts down.
Wait till you see the Prestige.
Way much more than the new Batman. Even though I think
dude, I don't know, but she hasn't seen it. It's just, I think it'd be funny.
Nothing. No, we were talking about the new Batman.
I know.
That's what his was.
I know. I'm talking about something else.
You're talking about Prestige.
I'm talking about Prestige.
You haven't seen Prestige?
No.
Not yet.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying.
Huh?
I haven't seen Prestige either.
Oh, you haven't either?
No.
Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan.
I'm trying to get there.
And Batman,
okay, we've been distracted.
David Bowie.
Ooh.
Sorry.
There you go.
I know.
Wow.
That probably just pushed her over the edge.
She's been putting it off to watch
No,
it.
I haven't really been putting it off.
Don't put
I
that
just
one off. It's
hasn't.
the ending is. I love that movie. It's so good.
Because I watched The Illusionist and she was like, you have to see it's not as good as
so
Prestige.
much better than
and I was
Illusionist.
like, what's Prestige?
God, who's in The Illusionist again?
Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
The Prestige is a magic trick within a magic trick within a magic trick within a magic trick. And it's just like layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. And then it's all just, here's all the cards.
I don't understand how this window is open and she can only hear you.
Yeah, she can't hear
Because I'm loud?
Yep, that's part of it.
Seriously, the window's open, correct?
She can't hear anything because of the
Air flow.
That's
Hi, Mom.
amazing, except you.
You're pretty soft spoken. You just hear yourself loud in the speakers.
Didn't you hear my dad? He was like, I can't watch you. I can't listen to you while I'm driving. He'll put me to sleep.
I know. I came in, he was listening to me because I was playing some of these today, and
He's like, I can't.
You'll put me to sleep.
You're so calming.
Yeah,
I'm so
you have
calming.
Yeah.
God, I need to get some. I don't know.
You have a therapist voice.
NPR voice.
It's called Too Much Therapy. Okay.
Kendra or Trish, anything?
That we watched.
Do you want me to introduce you about this or no?
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Tricia recently went out of town, and by recently I mean like a month or so ago, and she got to experience something that very few of us get to do because they come to Rochester, but it's kind of like a house show and it's kind of but you still should go see it. But
you
Tricia
go to
saw
WrestleMania?
Really?
I didn't go to WrestleMania.
I wish.
I would
Ron
like to
got
go
so
to
excited.
WrestleMania.
She sent me pictures.
But yeah, I was so excited and I didn't tell Anthony because I wanted to surprise him. So I waited until we got there and we could see the ring, and I sent him pictures before the show. And it was fun. It was my first pay-per-view. And
What was it?
Extreme Rules.
She doesn't watch wrestling, so you have to.
WWE.
Extreme Rules.
It's
pay per view. It's one of the we have so not we, but wrestling has shows at least once a month or so where you pay or you can get the network and you can watch the culmination of the storylines for that period of time, like a month of storylines, clash into a epic battle of like title shots. And Extreme Rules means literally Extreme Rules, ladder matches, and people hitting each other with garbage cans and hammers and no blood.
They hit each other with hammers?
Sledgehammers. But yeah.
Sledgehammers.
Yeah. We gotta get you into wrestling. But it's exciting. And she was there in person and
there's no blood.
The theatricality of it.
It kind of happens sometimes, but they don't intend to do that anymore.
Yeah. No more bleeding.
They changed the rating.
What are they
PG.
made out of? Like, what is the sledgehammer made out of?
I would love to know.
It's a real
I get
sledgehammer.
really interested.
Come on.
It's a real sledgehammer. They just pull. They pull the hits, but Triple H doesn't really hit you with it, but it's like
It's Peter Gabriel sledgehammer. That's what it is. It's like made out of clay.
No, this is a real deal metal head.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, with the way they practice, I wouldn't be surprised.
Cool.
It might not be a full, like,
This was in
30-pound sledge.
I'm sorry,
it might be
I
like a
missed
10-pound sledge and a 30-pound.
It was in Pittsburgh.
you went to Pittsburgh.
Went to Pittsburgh for
I
it.
like Pittsburgh a lot.
Yeah, we like to go to Pittsburgh,
Just thought I'd share that.
so it was
It's a nice
easy.
town.
Pittsburgh has one of my favorite stadiums for baseball. I love that park.
Jason ran a marathon there and I really enjoyed that. And they have a great kids museum.
Ours is better, apparently, I heard.
Ours is better, but they do have a nice kids museum there. Little perks up.
I can't go to that town because people heckle me and they do mean things. So, Sabres fans. Penguins fans are nasty people sometimes.
Oh, God.
How are they heckling you without knowing you?
They heckle you?
So, I'm a Sabres fan, as you all know. But Penguins fans are kind of ruthless sometimes. So, I can't wear a Sabres hat.
I didn't know you were
in town. Okay. So, yeah. But Tricia went to Extreme Rules, and I was jelly. And, yeah. That's all.
Well,
cool. I was into wrestling at a younger age. I kind of fell away from it. I was just into the old Hulk Hogan and all that.
He's back, by the way.
Yeah, there was an interesting article I read today about that. I'm not going to dig into it much, but that's a touchy subject as to why he's back. But
everyone's,
But yeah, I mean, I grew up with the Andre the Giant and the Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior and who died today? Anvil.
Yes, Natalia's father. Yeah.
Well, I didn't watch wrestling because I don't watch wrestling. But I finished all of Black Mirror and finished all of The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
She did. Without even...
All of it. Well, because I watched
No. I mean, I thought that was awesome.
It's a good thing, yeah.
But I watched all of them. Finished them up.
Yes. Got it. Sorry. Right here, babe. Okay. Right there. She watches them all during like these little bits of time when I'm putting my children down to bed.
Little bit being an hour.
Hey, you
really?
knock off two in an hour.
I watched. Kimmy Schmidt is about 30 minutes long, and so I would watch about 2 or 3 of those.
Seriously? It takes you that long?
That's why I got through it so quickly.
Wow. I didn't. Time flies when you're having fun.
Those short shows, though.
Okay. Well, then Black Mirror went by quickly as well.
Something I did watch, and it wasn't in the last 2 weeks. I think it was the weeks before. It was the new Arrested Development.
That's out?
How
is it?
Did not like it at all.
Oh, okay.
My boyfriend, Judson.
It is not on my recommendation list.
My boyfriend, Judson, is a huge fan of Arrested Development, and I watched a couple with him, but he did not like the new stuff.
I don't like it either.
Didn't like it at all.
Doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good?
It doesn't feel good.
It doesn't. I mean, I was watching it, and I was like, why are they separated? It's like they were just taking advantage of who was available when, but it just didn't feel funny to me. So those are not in my... I just had the DVDs from the show. I'm happy with those, and I'm not going to watch the Netflix. I just didn't feel good.
Sometimes you just got to let it go.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that was more so season 4.
Was it? I mean,
that they were separated.
Yeah, it just didn't feel...
Season 5, they were more together, and they had... I don't think they had the conflicts that they had of season 4.
I just couldn't get past 4.
Yeah, 4 was very broken up and completely different, but 5 was just like I'm ready for it to be done with. There's nothing more out of this series that I can gain. So
got it.
So all right, we're going to take a short break and we will be right back. For you, the listeners of the Cultural Stew podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. What have you been listening to, Valerie?
2 of them, actually. I finished up Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, which had me very confused to the whole thing, but I was very attached to it, so I kept listening to it. It's a twist turn kind of mystery, like what the hell's going on. I enjoyed it. And then I've been listening to Girls and Boys by Dennis Kelly, but it was narrated by Carey Mulligan. It's actually a play. So I've been listening to that. There are a few plays on there that you can listen to. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool. So those are the 2 that I have been listening to lately. But I would definitely recommend, that's just because I've had so many people in my house, I haven't been able to really dig in. But if you want to and you're ready, you should at audibletrial.com/culturalstew. Again, it's audibletrial.com/culturalstew, where you can get a 30-day membership and a new book, a free book that's yours forever. Forever. And pick an expensive one, people.
And Audible is so portable. It works on any phone you have. And so you can just walk around. You can download the thing and listen to it on your computer if you're at work. And
yeah, it works with Alexa too. Alexa
syncs up everywhere.
Can you please play my audiobook by Rob Lowe? And so Rob Lowe can talk to me in my kitchen.
You just want to go to sleep with Rob Lowe at night, telling you stories.
There's nothing wrong with that. And he does, because he has a couple books on here. So,
again, where can they go?
You'll go to audibletrial.com/cultural stew.
And welcome back. Today, we have a stew brought to you by Anthony.
Hi. So, let's rehash.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Anthony.
Hey. So, I was talking to myself, like I usually do sometimes, and I came up with this weird idea about, let's talk about theater. We haven't talked about theater in a while, and we always talk about film, and theater's my second passion. So, the question, why does theater have to be so serious all the time?
Is it?
Is it, though?
Sometimes it can be. For the most part, I feel it usually is. Like, sometimes, I mean, Tricia and I were talking about this for a while, and somewhere in my psyche, it's been ingrained that theater has to be serious. Like, it started in ancient Greece, theater had to say something. And then in college, Doc, our professor, Dr. David Farrell, don't get mad, insisted, literally, on telling us theater is this and that, and theater history. All these plays had messages and meanings behind them. And then as a playwright, I'm thinking, oh, my plays have to say something. And then we have the other coin where when shows like Mean Girls or SpongeBob comes out, we're like, oh, that's not theater, that's just fluff. But why can't it be? So my friend Nancy, who is in a theater troupe, Mischief Theater Company in London, they do The Play That Goes Wrong, Peter Pan Goes Wrong, Christmas Carol. It's like Noises Off, but in serial form now. They have a whole franchise based on it. That's funny and entertaining, and people are buying it, but still, people don't see it as real theater. And I don't know why.
Why are they saying it's real
this?
theater?
Who doesn't see it as real theater?
Critics, some audience members, and...
Well, I've always never listened to critics, so...
Yeah, there you go.
I've always never.
With that.
Yeah. No.
It's
kind of hard, though, when you're...
Sorry, Jack.
Sorry. It's kind of hard, though, when you're a writer and when you're reading about what's out there and then reading what the critics who are supposed to speak for the masses, but they never do. They never do. It's their own opinion. Sorry, Jack.
Well, I've also found, like, when you're talking about critics in general, I mean, the film critics and theater critics are way different ends of the things.
Right.
And then when you get to regional or big city versus local are a total another ball of wax. Right. But, like, the major theater ones that are reviewing the Broadway plays and that, I really don't listen to anything they say because they're so uppity and, like, far flung from what the average person would be even considering to see anything. But I think going back to your beginning of, like, why is it so serious and whatnot, there's also a big disparity of, like, why we don't talk about theater as much as we do in here is films are very accessible to the masses. Theaters are inherently not. Right. You're limited by where it is. You're limited by how much it costs and how many people can go see it during a very, very small window of time. And then you throw on top of it, is it interesting? Is it something you're really interested? Are you going to go see something by Noel Coward that was written so long ago that you have no clue as to what is, was it Blythe Spirit? What is Blythe Spirit? Why should I go see this?
Right.
If you're not an average theater person, then no, you're not going to go see it. So you have theater critics trying to tell the masses, like, what this is, and then they just be pigeonholing themselves.
Right. So, other thoughts on that?
I do feel like, coming from Kansas, we have limited access to theater. I personally did, for where I lived.
Okay.
So, I didn't get to see a lot of theater, and when I saw Hair for the first time, that was like, that kind of was awesome to me. So that wasn't to me. Yes, I'm not saying that, yes, it's obviously serious. I'm just saying that it was entertaining to me, whereas my mother was dragging me to like, oh, what's his bucket in the Technicolor Dreamcoat?
Joseph.
Oh my gosh, left.
Gag me with a spoon.
1776. Left.
Oh, so I like 1776.
I was not a fan.
Movie or?
The stage play.
Have you seen the movie?
No.
The movie's so much better.
Okay, well, anyway.
So much better.
I'm just saying that I was seeing the theater part. But I am a weird theater person. I mean, I walked out on Mamma Mia, so.
I don't like Mamma Mia.
But anyway, I mean, depending on where you are, they're not going to just put on certain plays because of the audience that's going to bring in. And you go to school. I went to University of Kansas, and I mean, I had to sit through Samuel Beckett plays where I just thought, please kill me now.
Yeah. We are greatly lucky, blessed, however you want to say it, with the Rochester theater scene. There's so much theater here and in this region in general. If you extend out to the Finger Lakes and down to Bristol, you have so many choices to see something here that opposed to some place like Kansas. I don't know, like probably within 100 miles, how many theaters would you think you'd have?
Well, we have Wichita, and it brings a lot of stuff.
You have the Lead Center, but that's clear. It's clear off, I
mean, that's at University of Kansas.
But like something here in Rochester, I mean, I can probably name off 10 of them immediately as to what we have access to. But you still have like those certain theater companies that will bring back those shows, like you said, like, we need to keep bringing back the audience. So we're going to put out something that everybody has done every year. So whether it's, I'm gonna piss somebody off here, but South Pacific, which has been done like 15 times in the last 15 years, is being done again, and
it's being done as a film.
But can I just tell you things like that happen all the time. Like Annie is done over and over because everybody wants their kids to have a chance to be in something. So I get tired of that type of stuff personally.
South Pacific, just because you brought it up. I'm just going to bring it up again. South Pacific is actually going to be on film, and it's going to be directed by Michael Meyer. Lo siento if I got that wrong. Cast is Hugh Jackman, Justin Timberlake, Michelle Williams. Mm-hmm. A new adaptation. It's coming out. Yeah, that ought to be interesting.
Can I put my 2 cents in as a person who just graduated from theater?
Please
do.
Okay. Well, I guess we learned, recently, like you said, film is much more accessible to people. But I guess I didn't understand the question when she told me about it and you told me about it. Why does theater always have to say something? But I guess it kind of does, because a production of a show is not going to be in 50 theater or 150 theaters across the United States at the same time, and 3 people could show up to one show and then fill out another show. But this is right where it is, and high school productions have to take in. They have to say something. They have to pick a show that's going to mean something to the kids. Why are they going to understand it? How is the audience going to understand it? I mean, my mom.
And most importantly to the board, who's going to fill the seats so that we can fund next year's show?
Yeah, well, I mean, like coming from small town St. John, Kansas, we did Fiddler on the Roof one year. And it was such bad juju that we showed high school kids drinking in the To Life scene. It was such bad juju that they were drinking. But, that's not what we were saying with it. And that's what we had to tell repeatedly to parents. We're not...
Seriously?
Yes. We're not saying that it's okay to drink. That's why we can't do Grease. We can't do Grease because we can't show teen pregnancy. We can't do...
This reminds me of... did you see the Rise that was just on?
Mm-mm.
No.
Rise, and it's already been canceled for the season, but it was... had the guy from How I Met Your Mother on it. John.
Yeah.
Josh Radnor. And it tells the story of a school down in Pennsylvania, and it's based on a true story of when they did Spring Awakening, and they did the unedited version of Spring Awakening in a very conservative town, and how like they dealt with like the whole like, what do you cut out of this to.
Yeah.
Your story just reminded me of wow, that sounds very familiar.
So I guess it has to be on because with a film, it's done, cut, print, it's out. It's out already. It's out there. But for a show, if they want to keep doing what they're doing, if they want to keep paying people to do what they do, it has to say something, I guess. I mean, on Broadway, if they want to keep their run extended or, if they want to make ticket sales, make ends meet, it has to be saying something. It has to be entertaining. It has to do that. Film, it's already out there. Not that that's saying that it would make money.
I think too that saying something is very loose because does that mean you walk out of the theater and you feel like, oh wow, I think differently now about whatever the subject was? Or maybe they're just telling you, sit here for 2 hours, be entertained, laugh, forget about life. Because I think that ends up being undervalued, that people do. You have to get out of your head and out of your life and laugh and go, wow, look at what these people can do. This is amazing. And for me, as with a theater background, I sit there and go, how are they doing that? What'd they do? Oh, look at the lighting design. Look at this. Look at that.
But a regular person wouldn't sit there and do that.
Right. Probably not. But there's so many other things that you can gain value from that it may not be life-changing, but the entertainment factor has so much value to people.
True.
The theater ticket's also expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's a whole other thing. So we are really investing. Like, okay, am I going to really invest in this show? And I hope it's good, because if it's not good, I'll be pissed.
Well, before this show started, my mom asked me, she said, is there a film that was made that didn't really have a point? Was it really trying to, what was it? It didn't really say anything. And she goes, what was it? The Room? The Room? And I said, yeah, The Room. It was trying to say something. It just didn't happen. It didn't happen. But now it's this huge cult following with the Disaster Artist out now and everything.
The thing is that, how can I phrase it? It is hard. Like, I'm coming from the writer's standpoint, where when you are writing something, you are spending so much time invested in researching it and outlining it and then bringing to life these characters, these people. You wanted to say something. This is a part of yourself you're giving to the world. So that's why I said saying something, because even though I may not want to, I feel like just in theater history and theater analysis, play analysis, we're learning about how to tear a play apart and how the writer meant this and that. And sometimes I don't think writers meant anything at all. Sometimes I'm writing jokes in my plays and I have no meaning at all. It just it made me laugh or cry and I'm writing it. But some people rip things apart. Like Shakespeare, I doubt he was thinking, oh, this is an inciting incident right here. I'm going to put that, bam. He just said, no, this is a story. I'm going to write it and hopefully they enjoy it. And it's...
Do you feel a lot of
Sorry.
Do you feel a lot of pressure on trying to get something across?
I sometimes do.
Okay.
I do. Sometimes.
I wondered.
Well, coming from the acting perspective, I guess, I think for not that I'm saying that theater actors are better than movie actors or vice versa. I'm just saying that theater actors, we don't get cut, let's try that again, or let's zoom in on their face so it makes it look more dramatic. It's all right there. You mess up, or you don't have the right feeling at the right time. It's all right there. And so as an actor, you have to research what was the writer trying to come across? What am I trying to convey to the audience? Where a film, an actor can just be doing what they're doing, and the cameras can change, the music can change, they can change how it looks right then and there. They can try it again, and then they have the whole cut finished product right there. Which in theater, it can change every single night, every single minute. It could change.
Right.
Ron,
what are some examples of stuff that you found that you don't feel quite needed to or don't exactly have a huge message to them, but are fun as hell to watch?
Noise is off.
Mm-hmm.
Play goes wrong. Let's see what the Butler saw.
For those people that are following us that don't know anything about what we're talking about, describe a couple of them.
Noise is off is the first real farce that I actually watched. I saw it before on film, unfortunately, but Chris Reeve was in it. Superman was in that, with Michael Caine. So I saw it, and I said, "Hey, interesting." And then I found out Michael Frayn wrote it. It was based on a play, so I read the play, which is kind of hard to read when you're not really paying attention. And then Naz did it my sophomore year of college. And that was a big ordeal because the set actually revolved and Doc made a big deal about it and we all were excited about it. And then I went to Detroit and saw it again. But Noises Off is the story of a troupe of actors who are putting on a play and everything that could go wrong goes wrong. From the night before the show opens to, which turns into the day before of the show opening, to a show's run behind the scenes to the last show that I think performed they do. And it's just about the hysterics and the drama behind theater making in a just heightened form.
It makes you laugh.
It does. And I don't have to think about anything. It just makes me laugh. So
that's hard for me. Like
laughing?
Right now.
Kind of. It is hard. I mean, to really make me really laugh, it has to be really funny. And Noises Off just makes me laugh through the whole thing. It cracks me up.
And then go ahead.
I have a question. I mean, what do you feel about Disney that took some of their like Lion King and Beauty and the Beast and turning it into a stage? What are they trying to say besides, look, we can make it on stage too?
We make money. Well, textually,
I think Lion King's in a class of its own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because Lion King became a piece of art.
It is.
Yes.
Yes, I take that back.
It's Amy Tan, correct?
Because what were the ones that were right before that? You had
Aladdin.
No,
Aladdin just came out recently.
No, Aladdin. They had a version of Aladdin before.
Little Mermaid was out. Beauty and the Beast.
No.
Nope.
Beauty and the Beast was it.
I think Little Mermaid was out.
Beauty and the Beast was first because actually Gaston was Hugh Jackman's first part before Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I learned that today.
I just for some reason I'm thinking there were
Little
two
Mermaid came
that
out
were out
in. Because I remember when it came out, because my little sister was about 3 or 4, because were shooting pictures of the Little Mermaid out, and so that was far after. But Lion King was out before I was.
Yeah, Julie took that and made that into something that's like now people think of.
Julie Taymor.
Yeah,
No.
sorry,
Why
she
am I
made
saying
something epic. Like it was bigger than a movie, I think.
Sorry.
So yeah, in terms of Disney, that one
you put in your
always
own
stands out as lone exception to me.
Yeah.
Everything else has been a money grab for me and hasn't really
so like Aladdin, Little Mermaid. I mean, how do you count those
Frozen?
as things? Yeah, I mean, do you count that as things that they're entertaining to watch because wow, they pulled off an animated film on stage that is beautiful to watch, but does it really saying anything new?
How do we feel about the live action then?
Have any of them wanted to pull me in to go see them? No. So I don't think they'd be entertaining for me.
Well, no,
but for a kid,
it's like Disney on Ice kind of thing.
Yes,
and that's hard to say with that topic too, because when it comes to the audience, you can't say how your audience is going to. You can try really hard to get them to understand what you want to say, but a kid, that can trigger something in them. But they could decide that they want to do theater because of that show.
And in the same light, you could have a 40-year-old Disney fangirl that just goes bananas over seeing.
I know 3.
Sebastian.
You can.
I just think it's dumb.
Yeah.
But
I was just trying to. I mean, like, are they really saying? I mean, besides they're being entertaining.
Well, there's a moral to all Disney films. There's always something that Disney wanted.
But I mean, like, but when it comes to stage, though, like when they put a Disney show on stage, I mean, I love Disney.
We know.
I'm just saying, but I'm just like, are they trying to? What are they trying to say? Are they trying to say something new?
I don't think always. I think they're just carrying over the story from the film. I mean, anytime I see Lion King now, I think Hamlet with lions, but that's just how crazy I am. So
I think there's a natural progression when you have something that's adapted from film. You already have the story based in, so whatever they want to say is already based into that story. So you're just kind of sliding that over into the Broadway show. You're not going to change it too much unless you're Anastasia and you decide to change the whole damn story.
Oh, well, yeah.
John.
But, yeah, I don't know. I thought like a movie like Spamalot, I thought was hilarious on stage.
Yes.
It's just as hilarious, not as hilarious as the film, but hilarious in a different way.
Well, and they brought new things.
Yeah.
They brought. I mean, they brought the whole musical theater aspect. Yes. How did you like Spamalot, Valerie?
Okay,
I think we've had this conversation before.
When I go, when I go alone to see a theatrical performance, and I have a glass of champagne, whatever, and I sit in a comfortable seat, and I don't have little girls needing anything from me, I know Spamalot can be in front of me, and I can still fall asleep.
But you've fallen asleep in movies too, so it's across the board.
Horrible. I feel horrible. I can't do it. But then there's movies where I cannot stand them forcing song. I'm sorry, Mamma Mia, forcing the songs in to make them fit to
jukebox musicals.
I cannot stand. I got up, left. That was in Vegas. That was a big money, and I was like, I'm out of here. At the intermission, couldn't do it. But I could see Les Mis. I saw Les Mis like 5 times or something, which is weird.
I thought the movie was interesting, but it wasn't like, wow, I need to see this over and over and over and over again. Like, I appreciate the production value,
movie?
I guess, the movie. But,
she's talking about the play.
The musical. The musical?
I'm talking about the play.
I love what they did with the musical. The backdrops, and that was exciting for me. The scrims and projection design, that's a new thing, but you didn't like that?
Nope.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't like Miss Saigon either.
Yeah, I don't do Miss Saigon.
I do not like Cats either. I know my sister's just like, I know I'm killing her over here. But there's
what else? What else has been entertaining to you that necessarily hadn't not hammering you over the head with a story?
I'm a play person.
I know.
I think Neil Simon does a good job with that sometimes with me.
I do too. I mean, I do like Barefoot in the Park. I think it's funny. It made me laugh. I know that's older.
I mean, Neil Simon is just classic, I think, comedy for me. It's just it's not like, it's natural humor.
Does it count? Probably not.
Why not?
Does it count to see the movie of Glenn Ross? Does that count?
Oh.
I think it's a great movie.
It is.
It's
how close is it to the stage?
80% maybe.
I thought that was excellent.
It's mostly like text has changed.
Night Mother. But that's kind of dark. And do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I'm going to make it my mission to have you see more theater with me this year.
Well, the problem is you have little ones, and I have gone to see theater throughout Rochester, but only basically one theater. So you're just kind of limited to what I can see. So I haven't been able to see a lot, and I did a lot in college, but I was a tech person. So I was not in the seats. I was unloading trucks and back there doing stuff for them and then loading the trucks up. And then
they never let you guys sit and watch the show before?
I didn't get a seat. No.
Wow. I worked at the Lead Center as well, and they had Bernadette Peters come, and they had all these other, they had Memphis come through, and the only reason I got to watch it was because the guy that helped write it was from KU, and he gave the people in the back that weren't actually running the show seats in the front to watch it.
Yeah. Harry Connick Jr. came, and the only reason I got tickets is because he came back and gave me a ticket for the next show. And then Tori Amos, who I didn't know, I said, "Who is the chick with the fake red hair?" And she was behind me. Awesome.
Oof.
I didn't know who she was.
Classic.
I just was just like, God, this bitch is not letting me touch anything.
Oh my God.
Like the piano or anything. And I was like, who is this? Yeah. She was really cool though. And she shook my hand. She was really cool. But I didn't know who she was.
Well, it's like my friend William worked at the Lead Center when Patti LuPone came in. And she is the original diva. And I don't want to diss her because I'm a working actress, and if for some odd reason she hears this. She was just awful to the stage crew. I mean, she yelled at me. I was sitting in the front row, and she forgot her lines to Ladies Who Lunch, and I was sitting in the front row, and I started to sing it to help her out, and she got so mad. She yelled at me. She's like, I know my own song.
It seems
but
sweet.
She sat there for 5 minutes and didn't. She was like laughing because she didn't know the words. And then at the end of it, where she's supposed to toss the water, she looked right at me and just went, toss. That's my interaction with Patti LuPone.
She tossed the water at you.
You can say
directly at me. She looked me straight in the face and told, you know, I felt in her gaze, "You'll never work on Broadway." No.
Wow.
It was a curse.
It was a curse.
You guys are just like.
I don't know. I like more of family dramas. I like
August Osage County.
Yeah. I like things that it's not that particularly I can relate to. You know what I mean? I just like watching people react to each other in certain situations that I might not find myself in, but find myself in something similar. I like to see how people carry themselves in fights, how they carry themselves in violent situations, or in.
You just like dialogue.
I do like dialogue.
Not just, but
I like conversation.
I do, and I like especially. I mean, that's with even movies, like the dialogue. I mean, when Harry Met Sally, I love the dialogue between them. I did this fun little.
Well, plays and theaters plays and musicals are inherently not as interesting when there's not dialogue going on.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I fell in
You
love
can only
with...
stare at somebody standing on stage for so long if they're not talking.
Well, I mean...
They're still doing something.
Well, yeah.
I basically fell in love with theater because of the spectacle of it all. Like, it just... that's why I like musicals more so than plays. I mean, I've grown to love more plays, but as a smaller child whose first Broadway show was Wicked, which gave her the theater bug. But just seeing Elphaba just like rise above, and I like turning to my mom, you know, I don't know how old I was, but I like turned to my mom and I was like, people do this every day? And she said, yes, they get paid to do this. They're actors. And I just remember thinking, I can do this. I will do this. I mean, like this whole spectacle. And then I remember just not liking plays because I was like, I do that every day. But as I've gotten older, I appreciate
like talking?
It more.
Like you talk every day?
Yeah.
I talk to people every day.
I know.
Oh, I walked out of Wicked too. I know.
I don't fault you.
Kendra's about to leave.
I'm about to get out and walk out of this. No.
We need to start a board of just what has Valerie fallen asleep to or walked out of.
When I walk out, I mean, I wait till intermission, people. I'm not rude.
Oh, okay.
I know people who have walked out during the middle of it.
No. I do not do that.
I just think that's rude to walk out of a live production when people are there, like putting their hearts on the line, and you just were like, "No, not enough."
Well, flashback.
No.
We had a
if it's really, really bad and disgusting.
Okay.
We had a so my first ever
Carey.
character on stage at NAS was a sperm. I was in a musical called Baby, the musical.
You were?
I was not in it, but I was a tech hand. But
you were a lovely sperm.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. They made me a sperm with my friends Adam and Peter. Don't hate me, guys. But we were a sperm, and we had our heads dancing and wiggling like dust our heads, dusting the ceiling. And we had bicycle helmets painted white with tails, and we ran to the, And I remember during one of my performances, we had an older woman say, I would never. And she got up and almost cut me off when I was coming down to the stage as a sperm. I was like speed walking, but she like almost tripped me, and it was awkward.
I did that musical, and I don't remember it.
We added that part.
Okay.
Because there was supposed to be voiceover and colors, but Lindsay had somehow taught Adam Pittman into gathering me and Peter Howard together to be sperm. And they had a big weather balloon that they inflated, and someone was holding it, and we were just, the opening monologue intro was us racing down to the stage from the corner, just a sperm trying to attack the egg, and we got knocked down, and Pittman hip checked the woman holding the inflatable weather balloon, and he held it, and that was the end of the whole sequence, opening monologue, and it's that was lively, and I almost got hip checked by an old lady who was offended by me being a sperm and us racing to impregnate the weather balloon.
See, we did Doll's House at KU, and I was in the audience because I was an usher, and there were 5 professors from our department that were sitting in front of me who got up and left 10 minutes out into the show. I mean, it was Doll's House, and they got up and left, and the girl that was playing the lead she saw them leave, and it ruined the rest of the show. She was so angry, and and I wanted to leave, but I was an usher. I couldn't leave.
Why would they?
They were bored with her performance, with this girl's performance.
I have to say, and going back to the entertainment factor, I do get easily bored at most plays. There's not many that keep my attention. Noises Off being like one of the. I'm more
Noises Off did keep your attention?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But like, if it's a comedy or a farce, those will keep my attention. The serious plays.
You should watch the play that goes wrong or Peter Pan.
Like, I don't stick around for most of Shakespeare crap. I just don't.
What if it was like if you were seeing it at the Globe and like Benedict Cumberbatch is playing Hamlet? Would you walk out?
Thanks.
Well, I wasn't saying that in terms of walking out. I'm just talking like boredom level. Yeah.
Are you one of those Shakespeare didn't really write Shakespeare stuff?
No.
Are you talking about me or Anthony?
Oh, that's not. I don't want to get into that right now.
Okay.
I really
that's
don't.
a whole thing.
Oh, that's right.
Shakespeare in Love is real.
Shut down again.
Shakespeare in Love is real.
Shakespeare in Love is history.
I got shut down again.
What about you, Tricia? Anything? What pops out to you in theater?
Wow. I actually, it was funny that when Anthony asked me to do this, because I recently saw The Drowsy Chaperone at Bristol Theater, and it was lovely, and it actually covered kind of both sides of this, because the main character, he was showing the audience a musical, and you go through and you watch it and it's entertaining and fun, but as you learn more about him, when we get to the end, he's supporting I just want to go. I want to go somewhere and I want to have a good time. And we see him actually get interrupted by the super, get mad, and have a little interaction where he had an opportunity to make a friend in real life and build a relationship based on them both loving theater. And he wants to get the guy out as quickly as possible because he's mad at him. So it's you end up seeing both sides. And my husband's not huge into theater, but he really liked it too. It was nice to hear, because he was like, I got a little teary in the end. Just the way it was presented, where it got to tell us, sure, you can have an escape, but at what point, at what level are you escaping in an unhealthy way for yourself? But it can be just fun. And I thought it was a really cool story. I had never seen it before. I hadn't heard anything about it. So yeah, I was in Comedy of Errors and and that's one that was just fun.
Well, you were Nell. That's the best part.
I was Luce.
And Nell, or
did I? Oh, I played I had two characters, but
Luce was better.
Luce was more fun.
Yes. I was a jailer. I'm not a good actor, guys. I'm just a good writer and director, but she's a better actor.
I guess I feel like I'm just going to get all deep on you. Again, it's me. Nice role, guys. Nice.
I'm just returning it for all the times you've done it to me.
Okay, no. Theater.
It's the superhero roll of the eyes.
Theater, like when I go to see theater or when I read, I'm not trying to be all, like when I read poetry, or it's easier because it's short, like sometimes it's shorter, okay, than an entire novel, okay? And you recognize a part of yourself in it that you didn't, that somebody put into words better than you did. Feelings that you had that you didn't realize, oh gosh, they put that in much better words than I did, and I didn't realize that that's kind of how I was feeling. I feel like when theater connects to the audience, because they're sitting right there, because you're sharing the same space, you're sharing the same air, instead of having this huge screen that is a complete boundary between you. I'm not saying that you can't have this magical experience with that. I'm just saying that there's something about theater for me that when they're speaking and they're talking, you can hear them and you feel like you're part of it.
I agree.
I feel like I'm more part of it than I do when I am watching a movie, even though I can really escape. But I really can get more into a theatrical performance than I can. And that's why if I don't connect immediately, I'm out. So I'm looking for something that I connect to. I'm the same way with movies, though. Zoe and I are like, okay, 20 minutes. We don't like it, we're out. I mean, last year, I think at the fielding stage, The Lake Effect.
Okay.
I really enjoyed The Lake Effect. I don't know how many people, did you go see it? I don't know if you
I photographed it.
I liked it. Mm-hmm. There was something about it that spoke to me.
Well, it was that the relationship of that the brother and sister and the father,
Yeah.
It's
just
like,
it's a
familial feel.
There's an old saying in theater and in modern film, but the readers, since you mentioned that earlier, we have a policy that we can read the first 10 pages, and if we don't like what we're reading, we can toss it in the trash. It sounds rude to say that, but that's how many screenplays
Well, I've always had the 10-minute rule.
That's the same thing.
Film for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have the hook in the 10 minutes on the
But see, I think that's, as an actor, I think it's different for a film because the actors don't see you leave. But when you leave, they see you leave in theater. So like,
I'm not leaving during the theater.
You left during Mamma Mia, and those actors know, and it hurt.
I left during intermission.
Yeah, but they
in
see the
Vegas.
They see the empty seats. I have been in a show where you notice the empty seats.
Not in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that.
People.
I'm just saying that I think it's like those people. I mean, for actors on film, they've already put it out there. It's already there, cut. But for theater people, they're right there. They're having this connection with you, and then like you just
I could have had something horrible happen. I could have gotten a call.
Well, yes,
and something
different.
happened, and
That's
I had
different.
to leave.
Yeah, but it like I know you, and you were probably sitting there at the beginning of Mamma Mia, like, what the fuck is this? What is happening?
No, I did not. I sat there like this.
Yeah, like that. This little like.
I don't care if I'm not entertained. If they're not entertaining me, then that's
whose fault?
Theirs.
The actor's fault?
Sure.
Hey, at the end of the day, they still got your money. So
that's right. They don't care.
They're in the win column.
I mean, I don't think they care that one seat is empty.
I just know the emotional roller coaster that actors go through for a show, and so I stay to the end, even if I'm like, oh my god, this is really horrible, because something might happen at the end that you weren't expecting.
It's kind of like how I stay for credits and films, because I respect the people who put all their I sit there and watch every single credit go by until the lights come up and it's done, because that's my respect for my film brother.
You are a better person than I am, Anthony.
Well, also I have friends who are like, hey, it's my buddy, but yeah, it's out of respect, more like I need to just sit there and respect.
And you're more connected.
To the Cultural Stew Judgment Zone.
And you're more connected. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm rude.
No, just,
I just feel like I have better
things.
You
are what you are.
I have better things to do with my time than to sit there and watch that.
Kendra, we'll come back and have a talk about this with her.
I don't want to do that. I feel like, I think we all feel like that. We're saturated. That's why we have this show, correct? To show this is what we like, this is what we didn't like, this is what we like, this is what we didn't like. Go out and mow your yard or go and see it, correct?
Right.
So, there's a lot of stuff that I go mow my yard.
And I forgot what show we were doing. It was a couple years ago in Blackfriars, and we had somebody right in the middle of it. We weren't even 10 minutes into the show, and she just, homophobic slur, swore, walked right out the door.
And that theater's not.
And it's a small theater, so like somebody stands up, you notice, and so it was just like,
wow.
As an actor, you're like, what the fuck just happened? Okay. But you have to continue, and
I was very polite about it.
I know. I said at least it wasn't that. You left when The majority of the people on stage aren't going to notice that you're gone.
Also put a cardboard cutout of myself.
The only people who will notice that you're gone is the person that uses that seat as your focus.
That sucks when that happens.
Yeah, well, my mom just pointed out, she goes, well, of course you're going to stay for the people who are in it. But I remember after you saw my show at KU, we were like, I was really hoping that you were going to be good because I don't know if I could have stayed.
What show?
You were hoping you were going to be good?
That's not what I said.
What you
what
said.
Show was this?
That's what you said.
No, that's not what I said.
It was Courtney, too. Courtney was like...
That's not what I said.
What did you say?
I said, I'm so glad that you were good.
Now, welcome to Cultural Stew.
What's wrong with that?
What show was this?
Because you were like, I don't know what I would have done if you would have sucked. That's what you did tell me.
Okay, time out. What show was this?
This was, it was a new play. It was called Pooter McGraw's Not Dead. And it was written by a guy from Rochester.
And here's the thing.
Pooter McGraw?
By Patrick Lillis.
Here's the thing. I'm a truth teller.
You are.
I mean, I was glad she liked my performance.
I'll give you this. You are not a bullshitter.
And I mean, thank God, if I am telling her that she's good, or I'm saying, yeah, she's good, or that was fantastic, she's going to believe me. I'm not just blowing shit up her ass.
I know.
That would hurt a lot.
Not blowing shit up her ass. That would have not worked out. Blowing like rainbows or whatever.
Sprinkles.
Something happy. I am, and you can tell it on my face. Jason always says that. Yeah. Well, you can show much on your face, but I don't think there's anything. My wife doesn't
like going to theater with me because I'm a very critical person, and I don't care if you're my friend or anything. That's why I usually don't say anything. I just like. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of movies I love that people don't like, and that is okay.
Well, I know that. I just feel like I personally would not walk out if I paid for it.
I would not have walked out on you.
I know. Thank you. But I don't know, walking out of a show, I don't know, it just goes against the grain for me because I know what it's like to be up there. And if you notice when people leave. I mean, even if it's a huge show, if it's a huge theater, you notice when people leave.
She's not letting it go.
This happened like 15 years ago, and I am just getting...
And those people probably... God, that one woman.
My Lord.
And she looked so into it. I must have done something
wrong. I gave money. And
right,
if I wasn't entertained, I wasn't entertained.
I was not entertained.
I think we can move on from this topic. I think we're hitting personal... what do you call that? Jerry Springer levels here. I will say...
I apologize to every actor or actress that I have ever upset because I left.
It's not... it's just a thing. It's a little prick, little...
How many people? But the thing is, with stage, that's what you bought into. That's your job. People don't know if you put down their book. If you're an author, people don't know if you walked out of the movie theater. If you're an actor, you got to be prepared for people not like your stuff.
We are, but we're still emotionally invested. We're in the moment, yeah. But we're still using the audience as our soundboard. That's how when people are laughing, we learn to pause.
It's like a critic thing, like when an author gets...
Valerie,
you need to go to therapy.
I will be the voice of dissent here. I've been on both sides, and I would be more appreciative of the person who actually walked out and actually told me how it actually felt than the people that stand at the end of the show and give a standing ovation to a horrible, crappy show.
Gracias.
So,
see,
I'd rather you stay for the whole show to see my whole performance and then come up and go, that wasn't good at all. But thank you for staying for my entire performance.
You were great. You're the best thing on that show.
I'm not saying me personally.
All right. So, moving on.
I mean, I loved everybody on that cast, and I loved that whole thing.
So anyway. If you've seen a show lately or throughout your history, what has entertained you and kept you going? What has kept you in your butt in the seat instead of walking out doing an intermission? Let us know.
Please.
Oh, and I had a quick question.
Yes.
If we could run around. And
is anything quick?
No.
Probably not.
Go on.
Okay.
But I had this, I thought that was kind of interesting, and I can't give everyone's answers that they gave earlier today, but I was thinking about movies that you would think would be interesting as musicals. And so I was thinking about Splendor in the Grass with music of today.
I'd love to see Gladiator as a musical.
We had McClintock and
RoboCop as a musical.
And The Quiet Man. as well.
Anyway. Hans composing.
They tried to do Spider-Man.
That was horrible. I saw the whole show on YouTube. I was like, "What? Whoa!"
Do you have one that you would like to see as a musical?
I don't know. Has Labyrinth been a musical?
Oh my God, that'd be so good.
Because I think that would be wonderful.
That has music in it, but as a musical,
but on
really,
stage,
that'd be cool. That would be cool. Good idea.
A lot of puppet work.
Yeah.
Still a good idea.
Julie, we're calling you for Labyrinth.
Good idea. Do you have one?
I'm not gonna go that way. I just can't. It's gonna
Come on. You do this and you always.
I cannot go down that rabbit hole. I don't want to go. That would
please.
take me forever.
List one.
No.
Quit being chicken. Come on. Do it. Ugh, Ron.
Abstain.
Whatever. Ron?
I already gave him.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was it?
Gladiator.
Oh, Gladiator.
RoboCop would be interesting with Hans Zimmer's music.
Again.
I can't think of
short-term memory.
It's the drugs.
Wendy, do you have one? What? You told me.
Quiet Man?
The Quiet Man.
That's ironic.
All right.
Oh, McClintock. McClintock is Wendy's.
Okay.
McClintock.
So what do we got?
I really can't think of any movie that would stick out that say, hey, I'd really like to see that transferred to stage.
I want the Hamilton thing to keep going, but I want it to be not. We've started with the Revolutionary War. Now let's go to Civil War, and then go to the Spanish War, and then and just have
the War of 1812.
Just teach history through rap.
You may do that.
I've also wanted a Lady Gaga musical, but
we're sort of getting it.
I know.
Star is Born.
But I mean, I want one like Mamma Mia, where they take, but better, but taking the music and making it, because she has stuff that I've sat there and I'm like, you could totally make a story through her lyrics.
Edie Brickell too.
She did what was that?
I know, but she didn't make music. I mean, she did make, but I'm saying with her music. There's a lot of albums. That would be interesting. Albums, that would be great. But I think you're right. I was listening to her. The new
Joanne,
the Lady Gaga album.
I thought so. Right now, I'm kind of over the point of pop people turning into musicals. There's this whole last 2 years of
Sarah Bareilles,
Gloria Estefan's music. Was it Diana Ross's music that just came out?
Carole King,
Donna Summer, Carole King. It's just it's all right.
We're saying Carole King is pop.
Yeah, his music in general.
It just they've been taking everybody's hey, let's do a musical about all these people's songs that they've done throughout their career
Jersey
and
Boys.
make a musical out of it.
Wait until they do
It's just
Prince.
the last 3 to 5 years have just been overload, and then the last year has just been Gloria Estefan, On Your Feet, and then the one that was just Donna Summer just got released, and Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. I mean, literally you can keep going, and it's just so.
Okay.
That's ruined musicals lately for me. All right. Well, that wraps up our media topic of the week or whatever. Mm-hmm. We didn't really have a media. It was just the topic. Our next show is 8/27, August 27th. And the topic goes to Valerie.
Me. And I'm looking for where it is.
The Bechdel Test.
Yeah. Our next show is going to be about the Bechdel Test, which is at least the Bechdel Test is you have to have at least 2 women in the show or movie, and those 2 women have to talk to each other, and they have to talk about something other than a man. Okay.
Give us an example.
Give us an example.
Would The Devil Wears Prada work? They don't talk about men. They talk about...
They do, not a lot, but I mean, there's certain scenes that would qualify.
It doesn't have to be the whole movie. It's just the scene.
There's a lot of scenes.
There's a huge scene that has just women.
Because according to Wikipedia, over 50% of films...
Steel Magnolias.
Yes. August Osage County.
Steel Magnolias. There's also...
Steel Magnolias actually surprisingly talks a lot about men.
Yeah, it does.
But they talk about women.
Yeah, at points. I'm just saying, in general, that movie and show
and her daughter
talks a lot about the men in their life.
Interesting.
So it just has to have one conversation through the whole movie? Is that the rule?
Yep.
I mean, I feel like there are some that have movies.
A scene. It's three things: a scene between two women, and they talk about something other than men. That's the Bechdel test.
That's Bechdel test, and
Thelma and Louise.
Maybe.
I'm sure.
I have to see it again.
I'm pretty sure that they talk about something in one of the scenes that's not about men.
Well, yeah, but there's other scenes.
We will. That's why this is an important little tidbit.
Okay.
So we need to bring up. I want everybody to bring their own movie that passes this, because I would like each one of us.
Like the whole movie has to be like that.
No,
so I'm going to probably say The Hours probably fits that very well.
They don't talk about
maybe.
We'll find out.
Maybe.
Let's go.
Maybe not.
It's been a while since I've seen that one. But.
So it's going to be difficult. It's just sickening and disgusting. I just want to throw that out there. And sorry. And I feel like women have so many more interesting things to talk about. Men sit around, talk about shit all the time. Quentin Tarantino, they just sit around and talk about bullshit. They don't care about
That's what's all in his head. That's all in his head.
And women sit and act stupid in movies half the time and just sit and talk about men a lot. And it's aggravating.
So they can't talk about men at all, even if they're dissing men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can talk about men.
It has to be a scene where they're not talking about anything related to a man.
Okay.
Right. So everybody brings one.
Good. I can do this.
You can do this.
I can do it.
And everybody brings one, and I think it's going to be really fun and interesting.
Of course it will be.
More than one would be great. A plethora.
Two.
The new movie Ocean's 8.
Just came into my head. I'm like, there's got to be like tons of scenes in there.
I don't remember. I mean, I remember them talking about her brother, but that's about it.
Sorry.
All right, let's reach into our grab bag, into the kids' corner.
That's you, girl.
Oh, I have a book. It is called Square Cat by Elizabeth Schoonmaker. It would be for ages 4 to 8. That's the recommended reading level. It's illustrated by her as well. And it is about a square cat in a round world. So it's a really great story for kids to see differences in life, and where they don't always have to feel, even if they don't look the same way or have the same things, that you can still be friends with whoever and be yourself, and it's cool. So it's a nice story for kids. It's fun.
Awesome. I'm going to look that up. There we go. Perfect.
And
what? Oh, I was going to do Anne with an E. However, I am doing this through my niece again. My niece Mackenzie.
Hi, Mackenzie.
She's 13, and she saw Anne with the E. She is the one that Anne with the E season 1 she loved, and then she just said season 2 she loved. Great, awesome. So she recommends Anne with an E season 2 as well.
She would have loved Anne of Green Gables at Finger Lakes.
I'm sure she would have.
I don't even follow.
She's a theater
that
gal
whole
as
Anne
well.
Of things, and it was amazing.
He runs these people's blood. So she, Mackenzie comes up with it again. Woo.
Score of the week. I haven't really been listening to anything too much over the last couple weeks, but as it popped up earlier, I would say go listen to Swiss Army Man. It's pretty unique score that is done primarily with the vocals of Paul Dano. It's just quirky and interesting. And I think we also had
a
throwback by the sister.
Wendy Hacker.
Wendy.
The sister.
Dances with Wolves by John Barry, I think, right?
Yes.
So
I would also throw in a little Out of Africa if you feel like it, because, and gosh, now we're going to keep going. One more.
I mean, I had one too.
Oh my gosh. We are going crazy with the scores of the week. I'm sorry. The English Patient. That's it. I love the English Patient score. Okay, done.
And if you wanted to do something quirky, the Big Fish score. I probably listen to it every week.
Elfman, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. I love the Big Fish score.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Moving on to Radar and Q. Anthony, what's up?
So next week, the 19th, Sunday, we have WrestleMania. That's right. Back up. WWE is doing SummerSlam. So this is in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. So again, that's next Sunday, the 19th. I won't be there, but I'll be watching it on the WWE Network. They're not paying me to endorse it at all. I just like wrestling. Not sure if Tricia will be watching it, but
I will be watching it.
She'll be watching it.
Yes.
And but yeah, so that is next Sunday, the 19th. WrestleMania. No. SummerSlam. I get it, yeah. It's just yeah. So I'm excited for that. You've been watching that on the WWE Network. You have to pay for it, but you get your first pay-per-view when you sign up for free. Not plugging them, just saying.
You keep looking at Valerie saying all this stuff.
It's not expensive.
Baby steps.
Yeah. I'm going to be looking into watching the Black Klansman.
That was on my list of things to see this weekend.
I read it, and I loved it, so I'll be watching it.
Spike Lee's new drama with Adam Driver and...
What's his name?
Can I have... Where is it at?
Yes, Topher's in it, playing the Master Grand Wizard.
Main guy.
I'm not getting his name.
Are we out in the theaters? Where are we at?
Topher Grace playing the freaking Grand Wizard is like...
Weird and funny.
It is out in... No, it's out. AMC had it playing over the weekend, so
I've been reading, sorry. I'm going to be seeing that. I read it, loved it, be seeing that soon. And I will be watching on Netflix pretty soon the Mercury 13, which is about the women of the Mercury program who were hidden away. And eventually our government, squashed their ambitions to fly into space. So they were the original Mercury men astronauts, but there's a secret women NASA corps that existed, and they had dreams to fly into space too, go on the moon, but Congress didn't want it, and it's a documentary. It's on Netflix. It's there.
Okay. Rochester Black Klansman is at the Little, correct? I believe it's at the Little Theater.
Yeah, it was. I think it was at AMC as well.
And I wanted to... Maybe this is in poor taste. Possibly.
What?
Meeting people that we were disappointed by. Should I not go there? Spike Lee came to KU.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Came to U of R too. I wasn't impressed.
I didn't know what you were alluding to.
He didn't call on a single white person that raised their hand.
Well.
Just want to share that.
Well, he's still a better person than Roman Polanski.
Yes.
Yes. And that was a long time ago, and things could have changed. He has had an interview with Oprah, after all.
Because that makes it all better.
Black Klansman is just quirky. It looks quirky, looks fun, and just like,
I'm just
a black man, convincing his way
and it's
into
a real
the Klan
story.
and becoming friends with.
It's not that I don't respect his
wizard.
work. Okay, go on. Ron?
I got a lot of stuff to finish up. I got to finish up Castle Rock.
How is that going?
I haven't gotten any episodes since the last episode, so it's going as well as it was last episode.
Okay.
But I got to go back through and finish everything. So Lost in Space needs to be finished up. Bosch needs to be finished up. So that'll be this week. We'll be just wrapping up all the series because everything else new is starting. Like Disenchanted on Netflix comes this week. That's the Matt Groening new one. What else? Before our next show, Happy Time Murders will be coming out. So,
Happy Time Murders?
Yes.
On what?
I think I had said
Muppet
that wrong.
Noir.
But it's
on.
Is it Brian Henson? I think it is Brian Henson. Jim Henson's on.
I need a channel.
It's not a channel.
It's not a channel. It's in the movies. This movie has been in development for like 10, 15 years.
11.
It's in theaters.
11.
11.
I read it 11 years ago.
But Brian Henson basically made a criminal noir with Muppets. So if you're familiar with Avenue Q at all, think of Avenue Q on steroids and put Melissa McCarthy in the middle of it.
I'm surprised they cast her.
Because of course.
I mean, they
with her comedy, she works. So,
okay.
But
yeah,
I've got to go see it just because it looks freaking hilarious. And there was something else that was supposed to come out this week. I don't know if I'm going to see Christopher Robin.
We saw it.
It was so good.
Okay. Forgot about talking about Christopher Robin. Oopsie. You want me to talk about it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I think you breezed through it last time.
You did.
We didn't see it last time.
She walked out of that one too.
Oh.
I did not.
You didn't mean to though. You were checking on your friend.
Did.
You did.
Okay, but I did not mean to. Christopher Robin is done very well. It's done very nicely, and Pooh is perfection.
Adorable.
The other voices,
they tried.
Just
Tigger was on point.
Just go with it. You know what I'm saying? But it's beautifully done with them bringing it into the book and bringing it out of the book. I thought it was beautifully done.
It hits you in the emotions immediately.
Immediately, like I am sitting there looking at Kendra going, you got to be kidding me.
Now
I'm going to start bawling.
How's Ewan?
He is so
He's
cute.
good.
I haven't seen him in anything
He's so
lately.
cute.
No, seriously, he was good. He was good.
Have you watched they interviewed the internet questions video? They asked him and Haley Atwell questions, and one of the people was, so Obi, when's that happening? And he goes, whenever I'm ready.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that'll be a happy day if he is able to return to that role.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say go see it.
It was good.
Anyway,
cool. So yeah, and I'm probably gonna just go sneak the Meg in at some point in time just for the hell of it.
Really? Let us know.
You should invite Jason to go.
Invite Jason to go.
I like Jason Statham and I like Rainn Wilson, and it's like sometimes I go to movies just because the actors I like.
Are you going to go in?
And
IMAX?
there's something about like, what the hell is Jason Statham going to beat up a big shark?
What is the point of not going if you're not going to go in IMAX?
Because I have AMC and can go see it for free.
I know, but if you're
I'm only going to see something in IMAX if I really
if it's going to be a big
it.
shark, let it be a big shark. That's what I'm saying.
Let it be a Meg.
Okay.
I don't see it worth spending $16 on.
Okay, fine. Good.
Spending
point.
free money on? Sure.
Good point. Anything else?
There was something else on there. I don't remember what, but yeah, I gotta go find a whole bunch of more scores to listen to. I know Junkie XL's got a couple stuff coming out. He's writing
Junkie XL.
Junkie XL. Tom Holdenberg. He wrote. He did Mad Max and Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman. You'd recognize his music if you heard it.
Okay, cool.
It's very Tomb Raider. Lots of drums. I think he did Mortal Engines. I think is coming up, which is that the Peter Jackson movie? I think that's the Peter Jackson movie coming up later this year. So that's where I am.
Okay.
Just trying to find something to listen to.
I am still, hopefully this week, I want to see The Party, which is on Amazon. I wanted to see it in theaters. I talked about it a long time ago. I never got to see it. And that has Kristen Scott Thomas and Timothy Spall and Patricia Clarkson. I love Patricia Clarkson. Written and directed by Sally Potter. Anyway, that's on Amazon. And then Leave No Trace, which actually has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's been
Ben Foster.
Yeah. Directed by Deborah Granick, who wrote or directed, I'm sorry, Winter's Bone.
Directed, I think.
Thank you. Director Winter's Bone. And I really want to see that. That's actually, that's at Pittsburgh, I believe. And I really want to see that one. And then I'm trying to read some plays. Constellations.
Yeah, Constellations.
Constellations, Blackbird, Human Beings, and then I had one more. And I can't remember.
Blackbird is being adapted into a film. I forget who's in it, but I heard they're trying to make that. They changed the name of it to something else, but yeah.
It was on...
By the way, it's just the humans, not human beings. It's the humans.
The humans. That's coming to...
Thank you.
I think they're doing that at...
Thank you.
Jiva this year.
Really?
Is that a Baker?
Okay, thank you. And then
that was one of the ones. It just won won Best Play.
Okay.
Are you going to watch
2 years
anything?
ago?
Are you going to read anything?
Well, I just started watching Girls on
Girls?
Amazon.
What do you think?
I don't know. I keep watching it,
It's hard to
but I still
stop.
can't make a decision about it.
I
And Lena Dunham reminds me of two people I know that I like a lot. So I kind of think that's what keeps me in, because not the character, her mannerisms.
got it. I understand
I
that.
couldn't stop watching it. I wanted to, but I couldn't. It's kind of weird.
I did.
Did you watch the whole thing?
I know I stopped watching it, but I think it's just because sometimes you're not ready.
Right.
Yeah. But I haven't been watching much lately. I've just been busy with other things, so I have to watch The Prestige, apparently.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
But-
Breaking Bad took me 3 times to start watching, and then all at once, bam, it hit, and then I was on my way.
It's fun to watch his progression going from being the normal teacher to being the
Psychopath.
person he becomes. Just there's a couple things that I've watched that have been fun like that, like bringing it back to superheroes. Daredevil season 1. Watching Kingpin, the transition from being just a normal businessman to being the most treacherous villain in the world.
You had me at Daredevil.
It's Vincent D'Onofrio.
I'm not talking about Ben. Anyway, okay.
Humans, yes, March 2nd at Jiva.
Thank you.
It's the winner of 4 Tony Awards, including Best Play.
I am so excited. Thank you so much for that.
I'm like, that is a very familiar. Like, as soon as you said humans, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
She said human beings, and I was like, that's not right.
I'm sorry. Thank you for the, correction. Okay.
Anything
Awesome.
else, Tricia?
I'm excited to see American Horror Story when the new season starts next month.
What's it about? What's the thing? The
Apocalypse.
Yes.
And it's, I can't remember what it's about. They
The
keep showing the baby. They keep showing
It's
the baby.
super creepy
Evil
looking.
baby.
Yeah.
I've seen 2 seasons. That's
I
all
didn't see
can
the
take.
last season, but
That one's awesome.
is it, I don't know if it's on Netflix yet.
It's not. No.
But
I watched it. On
I haven't seen
FX.
Roanoke. The last one I saw was Hotel.
Okay.
So I haven't even seen Roanoke, and I haven't seen the last one either. But loved me some Lady Gaga in Hotel. She was so good.
I have one more piece of news, and just because I love seeing Valerie roll her eyes anytime I talk about something superhero related, The Punisher just wrapped up. So season 2 will be coming out soon.
They're very excited. The rest of my family, I mean, they're all superhero people.
It's just fun to watch your reactions every
Well,
time.
my
something
mom and
comes
my
up.
grandmother, and I think my dad and my sister have done the whole progression. They did that list. That's what they've been doing. They watch.
They did the list.
Oh,
list.
the list.
The list. They've been working on it.
Including that includes Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all
Yes,
that? Oh,
everything.
Wow.
What are you
Valerie.
on?
Oh, and
Where
Agents
have
of
you
S.H.I.E.L.D.
been?
is not coming back until summer of 2019.
They're on the 2nd season of Jessica Jones.
I've already
Agents
seen
of S.H.I.E.L.D. next season will not be coming
already
out
seen it and
until
completed
after
it.
Infinity War next year.
You believe it?
Yeah.
Because I don't do them in order.
I put a timeline, by the way, on our Cultural Stew page, also on my personal page, but it's going to list the chronological events of the MCU. So in case you want to know where it all began and where we are now, you can just little icons and what?
The look on her face every time.
It can help you, Valerie. So you should, what?
She likes them separately.
Oh,
But
I do.
she liked Wasp, Ant-Man and Wasp. She loved the Ant-Man.
wait, did you see the first one before you saw that one?
No,
Yes.
she-
No, she saw
Yes,
the
we
second
did.
one, and then
She
you
saw
went-
Ant-Man,
you
and
actually
then
saw
we
them
went
all?
and saw
Oh, good.
Ant-Man and the
Fun.
Wasp.
Yeah, that was fun. I like the Hulk.
But you didn't see Civil War, so you missed the chunk of what.
That's not true. I did too.
Did you? I
Yes,
thought you
I
said
did.
when we talked about it last time you didn't.
No, I saw Civil War, the second one.
The first one?
I
You
saw.
saw-
There's only one
Infinity War.
Civil War.
No, there is 2 Civil Wars.
She saw Infinity War.
Civil War.
There's Civil War and there's
Avengers Infinity War.
no.
Yes, there's only
Civil
one
War.
Civil War.
There's Civil War, Infinity
Captain
War.
America Civil
The
War.
Avengers.
What Civil War does it have have a second part to it?
No.
Okay, I watched Civil War.
Okay.
It's Captain America.
Okay,
And Bucky.
I saw that.
My mom just pointed out Runaways. She didn't like. She was like, it was so. She didn't understand why it was part of the universe.
Another so I just cleared up Runaways, and then what was the other one just ended this week was Cloak and Dagger.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just finished up this week.
Are you a superhero person?
Would you say she hasn't gotten there yet to Cloak and Dagger?
I haven't been up on it currently, no. I used to really like X-Men, and I just haven't been.
Okay, right here, girl.
Yeah.
So what's interesting about Cloak and Dagger is it's in the MCU universe, whereas like Daredevil and Punisher and all them aren't.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
That look at your face.
Cloak and Dagger?
Cloak and Dagger, yes.
Like Cloak and Dagger? Like the guy, like Elliot?
No.
Okay.
Cloak and Dagger is a Marvel comic.
Okay, people. Well, A Cloak and Dagger is also a movie in the 80s that stars the kid who plays Elliot in
E.T.?
E.T. And, yeah.
I don't know.
You ever see Daryl?
You haven't seen it? Look it up, man. Pretty good.
You ever see Daryl?
Yeah.
You like it?
It's fine. Do you see Enemy Mine?
Sounds familiar, maybe.
Starman?
Now we have
new.
Sorry, we're going.
All right. I think we've had a long enough show. Wrapping up here. Kendra, where can we find you?
Facebook, Instagram.
At my house.
Twitter, and her house.
Don't go there.
We're just going to guess where to find you on Instagram.
Yeah, where are you on Instagram?
Does she want people
to know? Are you private?
Are you private?
I'm a private.
Okay. So Kendra cannot be found anywhere.
Nope.
Except for on this podcast.
Yep.
Valerie.
I'm not telling anybody where I live.
Okay.
I never asked for addresses.
I know, I'm just joking, because never mind.
I just want @ signs and hashtags.
The B Vidmar on Twitter, and I believe
Penny Lane 64
on Instagram, which if I ever start posting again,
you should.
I'll be interesting again.
You are.
And on Facebook, it's just not going to happen.
You should post when you're on drugs.
It's funny.
I'll post tonight.
Just start taking pictures of what you're watching.
Okay.
And post.
Okay.
Just to get you in the habit of doing something.
Okay. Got it.
There you go.
And you always spell yours out, so.
You're skipping.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay, because I really don't have much to contribute. I'm very inactive on social media.
She is.
I have a Facebook account, but I don't
look at it.
Not really.
So
Facebook.
That's
good.
me.
As always, I'm on Facebook all over the place. SMTORCHIO.
What is that? Say it again.
S as in Sam, M as in Martin, T as in Terry, O as in Oreo, R as in Roger, C as in Cheerio, H as in
horse,
I as in Indigo, O as in Oreo.
There you go.
That's my Twitter handle too.
Got
that
it.
entire thing.
Scott Martin.
And you can find me pretty much everywhere as either GFMedia or at GFMedia CEO. You can find us at culturalstew.net, at culturalstewnet on Twitter, or Cultural Stew on Facebook. So, if you've liked what you've heard,
or you didn't,
tell us.
Just walk out.
Give us a review.
Just walk out.
Just get up and walk out.
It's really easy to hit that pause button and stop listening.
No. If you have music, share it with us, please.
I'll put it this way. If you're still around after last week's and you're still digging into this one after this,
go start.
Yeah, that's why I have timestamps, people. Just go to your little timestamp that you want to listen to.
But give us a review on iTunes. Talk to us on Facebook. Send us a message. Something. Let us know you're out there, what you want to talk about. Stuff about today, like, what was your favorite theater show? Have you seen theater? Have you ever gone to a show?
And have you seen a movie that passes the test?
Well, that'll be for next week.
I know. What I'm saying is that'd be awesome if they could do that.
Absolutely.
Cool.
All right. Catch you later.
Ciao.
Ciao.
I went out and tried to cut a pine tree down. Fell through the ground.
The intro and break music is Please Listen Carefully by Jazir, available through the Creative Commons license from Free Music Archive. The outgoing music is provided by Epidemic Sound. Please see our show notes for details on what the outgoing song is and who it is by. And also, as always, if you have a piece of music that you'd like us to play or consider playing, please contact us today.
So you can learn to be kind. King of hearts, to all his forces, so you can learn to be kind. What a start, inside out and upside down. No stress, I'ma clean up this mess like Alice. First hand me scissors, then bring out the heavy artillery. Oh, justice is my middle name, I'm Alice. Dear Queen of Hearts, I'ma grow you white roses, so you can learn to be kind. Tell King of Hearts, to all his forces, so you can learn to be kind. I'm Alice. Dear Queen of Hearts, I'ma grow you white roses, so you can learn to be kind. Tell King of Hearts, to all his forces, so you can learn to be kind.
Like what you've heard? Want to continue to hear more? Please consider Patreon. What is Patreon, you ask? Patreon is a content creator support site, a way for people to support the things they love and allow creators to continue creating the content that they love. Please consider heading over to patreon.com/GFMedia and becoming a Patreon supporter today.